Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yay, chat. Let me spam to refresh again. Oh my gosh, chat. 2 hours and 4 minutes. The stream do be crashing though. There we go. That should let people know to refresh. You know, good little refresh. Wow. That was an event. What was I talking about right before it crashed? It was something funny, I remember. What was I talking about, chat? I thought you fixed that problem. You and me both. You and me both. You and me both thought I fixed that problem. Oh, the Gemini thing. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let me go pee, chat. Let me go pee. Should have gone while I was starting to stream back up. I'm going to go pee, and then I'm going to dig into this for a minute. I'm going to dig into this for just a minute. Hold on. I'll be right back. The king has returned. I love that. I'm loving this. Also, make sure everyone in chat refreshes. Everyone, count down from 40 seconds. I'll be back. Watch this. Watch how fast I am. I'm a speedster. I'm a gamer. All right. Count down from 40 in the chat. I'll be back. I'm back. I'm back. Gamer P. Let me fix the colors on the shirt. Oh, it fixed itself, actually. It looks better. Oh, Gamer P moment. Look at that. And my hands are still kind of shiny. You can tell I washed them naturally. Clean boy. Clean man. Clean man. Oh, dude, this song. I might add this to the playlist twice. This is a banger and a half. This song is amazing. Oh, chat, you all wanted a hug. Boom. Virtual hug. 46 seconds. You solved the Rubik's Cube faster than that? I was 2 seconds late. My bad, chat. Let's get a little chug jug going on. I wanted to make it make a little noise, and then it made such a dramatic noise. Oh my goodness. This one's going to be a banger too. At Kuwago, if you ever see this, I want music from you. Like, I'll pay you to make music that's just for me. Like, that other people can't have. At Kuwago, if you see this, I'm so serious. I will pay you to make music that only I can have. Boom. There we go. I just wanted to throw that out there. I love the music. Let me get some music. It's Big Dog. Thank you for the 400 bits. Return of the King. It's true. It's true. Oh, I just got a notification. No, but seriously though, commission. Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. The Gemini thing. Let me ask you something, chat. How weird is it that like, there's like a whole thing like based on the idea of like when you were born, like defining you. You know what I mean? Like, what's up with that? Like, what's up with the idea of astrology? You know what I mean? Like it's strange, right? Like, am I the only one that finds it a little strange? Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that finds it a little strange. I mean, it's intriguing, right? Because the thing is, there's some things about like the whole Gemini thing that like, I guess it kind of fits me, but like I kind of feel like it could fit anyone. You know what I mean? What's your rising sign? See, I don't even know what that means. Like, I feel like it's just another way people be getting categorized. You know what I mean? And people be doing it to themselves too. Like, I feel like people be holding themselves back. Like I saw this TikTok the other day and this girl was like, my sign is like not aligned and I'm like going to have a bad day. And I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, now that you've like spoken it into existence, you know what I mean? You probably are going to have a bad day, you know? I don't know, chat. I don't know. I'm not trying to hate on people that are into astrology, you know? I mean, I'm not trying to hate on them, but I just don't get it. I don't get the whole, like, let me lock myself down to, like, being this type of person. I don't get it. I don't get why you'd want to do that. You know what I mean? What time is it there? It's late. That's what it is. It's about midnight. About midnight. That song was an absolute banger and a half. That song was amazing. That song was actually amazing. This one's called Digital Tokyo. Yeah, okay, what this person just said in the chat, I feel like that's what happens. It's a full-blown self-fulfilling prophecy with astrology signs. I think that's true. I think that's true. And I mean, I could see finding it fun, you know, like looking at it and stuff. But like, I feel like this one's called Digital Tokyo by Kawago. I feel like it's a really self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, like the fortune cookies at like, I don't know, like Panda Express or something, or like Payway or something. You know what I mean? You know, like, oh, the Myers-Briggs Enneagram. I've already done Enneagram though. I know what Enneagram I am, and the Enneagram, I definitely can classify myself as one of the Enneagrams for sure. See, you know, that's the thing though, right? Like, I don't vibe with the whole astrology thing, but like the Enneagram, I know. I'm a 3 and I wing to a 2. That's what I am. 100%. But like, the thing is, the way that I learned that is because like I read a book about like all of them, and like the 3 felt like it was personally attacking me. You know what I mean? Like it was like personally attacking me. And so like, I think that like, I think that that's kind of what I aligned with that. But like, I also don't think that like defines me. You know what I mean? Like I might kind of define it's a personality test thing, kind of, chat. It's kind of a personality test thing. But yeah, anyways, I don't get the whole astrology thing. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. There's legit no difference between zodiacs and personality quizzes. I mean, I'm not saying there is. One thing I will say though, the zodiac thing is literally based on when you're born. Let me see some hands in the chat. Who chose the day they were going to be born? Who chose that? Who chose that? Not me. I did not elect the day that I would be born. I did not. I didn't go, oh, June 8th? That's me. That's me. 100%. I'm a June 8th. You don't choose your personality either, though. See, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I think you do choose your personality to a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Like, you know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, you choose how you want to act, which is what makes up a lot of your personality, I think. And I think, I mean, obviously there's some things like your personality, or like you're kind of shaped as you're growing up. But there's kind of like that, what's that thing, the nature thing? Oh, someone just said it. Nature versus nurture kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. There's some of that towards your like personality. But there's also like you can choose your personality a lot more than you can choose your birth date, is like the point I'm making. You know what I mean? That song was a banger. I'm adding that to the playlist too. Like, you can really choose your personality a lot more, in my opinion. In my opinion. Like I'm saying, I'm not trying to ruin zodiac for anyone, or star astrology for anyone, but it's just how I feel about it. Current anything with the 420. Zodiac is easier to fake opposed to Enneagram since you can relate to any sign, but each number / wing is so specific they aren't meant to be rigid casts. They're more like guidelines. The Enneagram is also fluid. You can change numbers through life. I agree. See, that's the thing that I agree with about that. That's a good point to make. Is where like something like the Enneagram is like it's like a test that you can take, and it tries to help you, like, it's very specific. There's like 10 numbers. I think, there's 9, right? Is there 9 or 10? I think 9, maybe 10. It's been a while since I've done it. It might be 10, but they're very specific, like what they are and like what they describe as in terms of your personality. They're very, very specific. And so like you fit into one of them, you know what I mean? And it's also really cool that like you can read them, and I think finding the one that you think speaks about you the most and also towards the negative things about you really helps you to find out what you are in terms of that test. It's interesting though, but also you can change numbers, whereas like the Zodiac is like you were born on this day, that is what you are. There's only 9. Yeah pretty cool. Pretty cool. Who's bothering me the one? We've unlocked existential Sam. Yeah, honestly. There's a hype train. Yay. Loops of milk. Thank you, 3 bits. Doggo smile. Thank you so much. Tiny Gaming. Thank you for the 420, by the way. I missed it. Sam, my beloved, I hope you have a good night. Good to see you. Have an amazing holidays. You too. Thank you so much. This is a banger song as well. Level 2 hype already? Oh my gosh. Let me open up the thing so I can see it. Yeah. Anyways, that's my TED talk about the whole astrology thing. I don't really get it. Don't hate people that like it. No problem with people that like it. You know, do you. But I just feel like it's a little too, I don't know. Like I feel like I have too little control over it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't have enough control for it to be fair. I feel like there's people that just take it way too seriously. I don't know, but that's everything in life. There's people that take everything way too seriously. You know what I mean? People take Minecraft too seriously. You know? 26% level 2, 28% level 2. Thank you so much, Boomer and A, for the tier 1 for 11 months. Hello, Kitten Meow. Boomer and A with the 11 months. Sheesh, almost a year, Boomy. Almost a year. You almost moved us to level 3, Boomer. Oh, Boomer. Boomy and A. Boomer, hurry up and play games with me. Let's play Minecraft. Great. I did it because that's what Boomer donated in his resub. It's not really a meow. I was reading what Boomer... Okay. Cranky Aiden, thank you so much for gifting the tier 1 sub. He literally said, hello, kitten, meow. That's literally what he donated. It's going to be all over TikTok tomorrow. Please no, chat. I don't want it on TikTok. That other person thing is for the 10 tier 1s. The hype train leveled up. We leveled up. Kawago Dream? Kawago Dream? The name of the song's Dream? Dream? Green Man Dream? I don't think it's based off of Green Man. Boomer, can we get a little peepo hey for the chat? Can we get a little peepo hey action? And that's your fault, the mods. Oh no. Is that actually? Please no, chat. Please no. Please no. Please no. Don't do it. Don't do it, chat. Where's the peepo hey from Boomy? Can we get a little peepo hey from Boomy? Did he do it already? Did I miss it? Oh wait, is Boomer mod or VIP? I don't even know. I think he's mod. Loops of Milk, thank you for the 1,000 bits. How was your day, by the way? It's great. Did a lot of driving today. Lots of driving today. But it's fine. We've been vibing here, chat. I'm becoming a just chatting streamer. I'm becoming a just chatting streamer for sure. Definitely. Yeah, you missed it? Well, that's okay. That's okay. Boomer will forgive me for missing this message. It's about drive. It's about power. Stay hungry. Level 5 hype train, 60% complete. Are we going to finish it? It's been so long since I've seen the hype train thing. because I use Chatterino, not because you guys don't give me hype drinks, but because I use Chatterino for my chat. But oh my gosh, I love this song. What's it called? Like, I just don't get to see the hype train thing. I wish Chatterino would add a thing where I could see it. Dun 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 dun. Bum bum bum. It's because he doesn't stream /J. Wow, that's messed up. Honestly, I literally just explained. But mods are asking if I heard Boomer's song with Rivika. Yes, obviously. Duh. Kinsey, hang out. Thank you so much for the 5 tier 1s. Sam the Rock, dude. The other person, thank you so much for 10 more tier 1s. What? Who's what thing of the one? Sam, if Boomer was in danger and you had to speak only in meows forever to save him, would you? If you say no, you're a fake friend. I mean, Boomer, forgive me. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I don't know if I have the strength to say this. How would me meowing all the time save his life, though? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that? I didn't say I wouldn't, chat. Apple Attack, thank you so much for the 5 tier 1s. Oh my gosh, we're at a 400% level 5 hype train. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys are insane. Yes, chat, I would meow to save Boomer's life. But how did we get into this situation? Because if we the message someone just sent that got auto-modded. I actually just choked. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Denying it was so funny. That was so, I mean, maybe I shouldn't have denied that. I don't know, mods. If I denied something, I shouldn't have fixed it, but I just had to get it off my screen. It made me laugh too hard. Oh, that was too funny. Anyways, no, I mean, I would do that for Boomy. I would do that if I had to. I would do that. Oh wait, there's more chat? I can't view them, chat. I don't know, mods. I'm not good at this. The real question is, would Boomer meow for me? Thank you guys so much for the level 5 hype train, by the way. Here's what thing of the one. Would you publicly acknowledge that Awesome Mom is our mom to save them? I mean, this just feels like... Like, I don't know. It just feels like I'm being attacked. Would Boomer do it for you? He would. You're right. You're right. He would do it. He meows all the time anyways. He meows for like 5K channel points. He would meow to save me the rest of his life, right? We're close like that. Golly. I want to become a just chatting streamer full time. Let's do it. Let's do it. Full-time just chatting streamer. That's me. That's Sam. just chatting streamer extraordinaire. Like, tonight has actually been so nice. Do you guys want to play a game, though? Be honest, chat. We can play a game. I'm down. What if we play a game that's, like, chill that I can just talk? You guys want to play TFT? Do you guys like TFT, Teamfight Tactics, from good old Riot Games? I actually like playing TFT. Do you guys know anything about that game, though? Ones if you know about that game, at least. Ones if you at least know about that game. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do a little poll, mods, for now. I also have a key. Oh my gosh. I saw that TikTok about not showing people your keys. I saw that TikTok about that. Luckily, that's not even my key, but Zelda and chill. I feel like this is going to be DMCA-able. Okay, let's play TFT. Fine. Fine, we'll play TFT. I don't even have a scene made. We're going to just full streamer moment it. Well, time for new locks. You're right, chat. Hold on, let me sign into the good old Riot Games client here. Chat, I have news for you, by the way. I'm cracked at TFT. Unironically cracked. Unironically, I'm cracked. I literally started playing like last week on this set. Have barely played at all. Am confirmed cracked. Confirmed cracked. Confirmed cracked. Play Teamfight Tactics. We're gonna play ranked. I mean, we're gonna jump into the ranked. And I'll get the game to show up in a second. I'm gonna find a match. While it's doing that, I'm gonna duplicate. Oh, sorry, chat. It's gonna be black background for a second. Done. Sorry, chat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I almost leaked things. Okay, and now I just need to take this off of this scene. I need to add another game capture. TFT. Okay. Capture specific window, and then once I launch the game, I'll be able to choose it. So we're just vibing for now. Capture cursor, sure. Or no, don't capture cursor. Just had a queue pop. Play pressure washer simulator eventually. Okay, whatever that is. Does this work? If I say okay on this, it literally has like 0 width. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Hold on, hold on. Streamer things, streamer things. Hold on, do I need to click on it or something for it to show up? Oh, there it is. I think it worked. Hold on, chat. We'll see if it worked. Hold on, I gotta pick a unit. Hold on, hold on. I'll fix this. I'll fix this in a minute. I'm gonna take this cloak. Who's what thing is switch for the 10 tier ones, by the way? Okay, hold on. I'm fixing it now. Properties. Why is it just like literally not showing up at all? Okay, you know what? Let's just delete it while the first round's going on that I don't have to do anything with. Game capture, TFT. Okay. Capture specific window. There we go. There we go. And then I move it to the bottom. There you go. Now you can see me play TFT. Also, I feel like this is a better spot for the camera for this game. Oh no, because stuff will be there. I'm going to go top left and I'll shrink myself just a hair. There we go. Oh my gosh. Cassidon starter pack. What's mutants this game? Adrenaline Rush. Oh, it's really not that good. We'll do this. I love running mercs, chat. That's my favorite build. Category? You're right. You're right, chat. I should do that. Team fight tactics. I don't know if that's right. Mods, tell me if that's the wrong category. Or this is gold, I'm mad. No. Okay. Wow, we could do this and go syndicate. I think we will. We'll go syndicate. I think we will do that. Now we just got to find our syndicate units. Or maybe we'll just count it dead. We could just count it dead. Teach us how to play. We'll take notes. Okay. Basically, the premise of this game is you have these units that you can buy, obviously, and you put them onto the board, and then they automatically fight. You don't have to do anything. They fight. Each unit like does something special. Oh, there's a syndicate. Nice. It's kind of huge, actually. And they fight for you automatically. It's really kind of pog. It's kind of fun. It's like really chill. Syndicate, nice. Oh, we also have another merc. We don't have enough syndicates. Oh no. We need one more. I'm greeting it. Big yikes feeling when we didn't get it there. Big yikes feeling that we didn't get it, and I totally greeted for it as well. We'll hold these. Fine. Probably lost streaking here. Write that down. No thoughts needed to play. Nice, John. Nice. Write that down. Yeah, so you see, now we're fighting another player. This guy's name is Matic NA, and our units are going to battle their units to try and achieve victory, and it looks like we're winning, so that's good. That's good that we're winning. Why did the sky change? It changed because we went to their board to fight them. This guy's Poppy just doesn't die, though. Neither does mine, though. Neither does mine, though. Look at that. We win these. We win these, chat. We win these. And we buy this Caitlyn. Just because we can. Only listening to stream is so confusing. I imagine it is. We could put this in. Think we'll do that. Oh, no, not that. This. We might end up running mercenaries this game. Not going to lie to you. It's just free gold. It's just too good, honestly, to pass up on. If we are going to go syndicates, though, it's like a Kali carry, I think, is the person who carries. You'll understand soon, chat. The thing is, I just don't have very many of my syndicate champions. What is the buff? 20 AD and AP. Oh, we lost. See, we lost right there, chat. We lose right there. Man said chill game, but is sweating. I mean, it is a chill game. I'm just sweating to show chat how good I am this one time. Huh. We lost that one? Write that down, chat. Write that down. We lost that one. It's okay, though. We win the next one. Do you get different guys than other people to play? Yeah. So it's random, your shop. You can see our chance for what rarity we're going to get right here. Like we basically, it's random what you get. So like everyone's team ends up being different because it's random what you got. Oh, this person's going to live maybe. Oh, nice. Big attack from our Shaco there. Oh, nice. Nice. This is big. This is big. We win. Look at that. Look at that. Told you we'd win. I think we just play for my mercenary comp, though. I think we play for a cloak here. Or a gangplank. Or a misfortune right there. That's what we need. And we didn't get it. That's unlucky. Honestly unlucky. I think we just take our tank items and move on. I didn't get the cloak. Someone else snagged the cloak. Oh my gosh. Okay, this can go on our jinx, I guess. It'll be okay. It can go on our jinx. Oh, that's really unfortunate, though. What are we going to do now, though? What do I do here? Guess I buy this. I'm going to greed the levels, and then we can maybe get some economy going. Oh, this is a syndicate. This is definitely better to put in than Poppy. It's because of syndicate buff, and we can sell both of these now. We sell this if we win. Chat, if you have no idea what's going on, that's okay. That's okay. You'll figure it out. Yo, guys, anyone else not paying attention? It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Oh my gosh, look at our units go, chat. This is like an auto chest. That's what it's called. That's what these guys... This guy's thing just one-tapped our units, and we lost because of it. We definitely want to buy this. This is good. We can put this in. Maybe we just transition off of this entirely. If we could put in mercenaries, I would. This is good, because it gives us an enforcer buff, though. I don't know what to do, chat. I don't know. Bum 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 ba-dum. We win this round though. Watch, we win this round. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, he slammed his items. Caitlyn carry though. Look at that. This person just sniped. It was perfect. Someone said at least the game is colorful. It is colorful, isn't it? Wait, should I put my face cam here? Should I do this? Do you guys like this more? Okay. We just got the mercenary starter pack. I know that means nothing to you, chat, but I will explain. Honestly, this is definitely better. Oop, I mispositioned that, but it's okay. Okay, mercenaries is... So that's the thing about this game. There's things called traits, and they give you buffs. And what the mercenary buff does is we get to roll these dice after we play every game. And then based on what we roll, we get like special bonuses. So like we can get more gold. We can get free items. We can get all kinds of like really pogger stuff. I'm selling this for econ. We're really bad on our econ game right now, so... This is a really early gen. I think I buy it. We put it in. Oh, but we lose Enforcer, though. Okay, we want to leave that in, then. We'll just hold on to this gen, I guess. I don't know what to do. It's kind of a weird spot. We should probably slam jam some items as well, although none of them are really good to slam. Could make Morello, I guess. We just ride. We just ride it out for a minute. Okay, so yeah, write this down. Free stuff. That's a big thing to write down. Free stuff from the mercenary buff we now have in. Free stuff is a big one, because, you know, free is the right price, chat. If you find something for free, that is the right price. Oh, please kill him. In game, of course. Please kill at least one of them. Yeah, so write that down. Free stuff. So even though we lost here, what's good is whenever you lose, the longer you've gone without opening the chest, the luckier it is. The way you open it is by winning. So what's cool is right now... Even though it doesn't make sense, we want to lose. Pretty much. That's pretty much what I'm saying is right now we're okay with losing right now. Cuz you know winning's overrated, if I'm being honest. Winning's overrated. Want to be a loser, write that down. Want to be a loser to win. Want to be a loser to win. Write that one down. Write that one down. We want to lose, write that one down. Okay with losing, write that one down for sure. Big write down. See, like this guy, he's in first place on a win streak. We're gonna lose. That's okay though. We're okay with losing. Write that down. We're gonna sell this so we get our econ game up. If we can kill like 1 or 2 of these units, that'd be huge. Okay, that's unlucky. We might be going fast 8th. 8th is the worst you can do, by the way. Punzo's here. What is Punzo doing? Yo, what's up, Punzo? This could be huge. Unironically, this could be huge. This could also be good though. Then we're gonna roll the dice here. I know this means nothing to you, chat. I know it does. Free enforcer emblem? I think yes. I think yes. Yes, which means I can now do this, which is very PogChamp. But wait, hold on to this for 4 enforcer later on down the line. Maybe the one I take out is Caitlyn or Vi. I need a tank though. Yeah, we'll roll with this. We'll roll with this. Yes on an enforcer. True. We need to win this next one for our econ. Dun dun. Oh my gosh, Jen's popping off for us. Oh, look at this. We got a free gold ski. Oh my gosh, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. He's gonna win this. Win this. Win this for us. Again. Again. No. Oh, we almost won. We got our gold though, so that's good. That's good. Maybe your next thing is so much for the tier 1 for 13 months. What do we want here? Probably a tank item, I guess. Our cloak would be good. And we're second pick because we are definitely taking a fast 8th here. Yeah, we're going to grab that. Almost won. It's true. Tank item or cloak? Way ahead of you. We already got the cloak. Gangplank's getting these tank items. Oh, you're writing that down. Nice. Perfect. Write that down, chat. Write that down. Tank item or a cloak. Want to call? Or are you chilling? I also, dude. Punzo, I would so love to call, actually. Unironically, I would actually like to call with you. If you want to. It's up to you, though, Puns. You don't have to. I am down, though. He's calling us, chat. He's calling us. He likes us, chat. He likes us. Hey, Punzo. Hey, can you hear me? Oh my gosh, I can't hear you. I actually can't hear you. Wait, talk again? Wait, it's just scuffed. I literally just can't hear you. Hold on. Oh, that's why. That's why. Oh, no? Let me do one of these. Talk again, maybe? Oh my gosh, Puns, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. This is really scuffed. Hold on. I'm fixing it. I'm trying to. Again? Wait, what? Actually, what the heck? It just doesn't work. If I do this, can you talk now? Puns, are you trolling me right now? No way. No way it's like just completely scuffed. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hold on, Puns. I have to play the game for a second. Just gotta play the game for like 1 second. Okay. Let me fix this. Hold on. Why is it not working? What? Hold on. I'm pausing music, chat. Sag? I agree, Puns. This is giga Sag right now. Okay, turn this on. Come here in Discord. Let me just do it through the voice settings. Set the output device. Wait, try talking through this one, Puns. Can I hear you now?
I'm talking through this one.
Oh, I hear you. Hold on. Let me change it back. Talk again. Wait, what the actual heck? It's just scuffed on that one. That's why. Okay, it's fine though. I change it back to this one.
I'm back.
Yes,
I'm back.
I hear you now. You're here.
Yeah.
Punzo in the chat, in the voice chat,
in the voice chat.
What's happening?
Are you drinking
Punzo?
right now?
No.
Is that just water or something?
It's Red Bull. Should I drink?
Oh, No.
Are you encouraging me to drink, Bunzo?
No, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell what you were holding. I wasn't sure if it was alcohol or not.
I am on a 5-game loss streak with mercenaries in. Just need to cash out though. I have 36 gold in the bank.
You tank to win. Actually, 36 is pretty low. I don't know.
36 is unironically pretty low though. No joke. It's getting a little scary. No joke. It is getting a little scary. We did just get some good units though. Gonna be honest with you.
I haven't played TFT since like the first season it came out or whatever.
Oh,
whatever
really?
It's called. Yeah.
I think we sandbag like
so
this.
Confused.
Chat, and then we need to slam jam some items here, chat. I'm trying to think about who my carry is going to be. Probably Jinx. Don't have a bow, though. I could slam jam a nice little Rabadons here. Fine, we do that. Honestly, need more tank items, to be real with you. I think I'll slam jam this Gargoyles as well. Okay, we slam jam some items. Hopefully we don't just hard lose here.
Did you see what I typed to you?
Oh. So you were down to not be able to be heard. You were just down to just listen.
Yeah. Yeah, I said I enjoyed you just talking to me. I mean, I wanted to call, but like you just talking to me, it was like soothing.
Honestly, throw to win. 29 HP. That's fine. Oh
my God.
We just need to cash out this mercenary chest.
The loss streak is real.
Yeah. No.
Which is good.
We win eventually.
I mean, like, yeah, eventually might not happen if you're at 29.
Yeah.
You can you have so much money if you need to spin, you can spin.
I don't want to ruin it though. My econ, that is.
Yeah.
I could put in another enchanter potentially. That could be big.
Did you explain like the shit on the left to chat? Like how you have 5 of those
Yeah,
things?
well, we kind of jumped right into it, to be honest with you, but
okay. I will explain it to them. So for you guys, see the things on the left there, like the little blue orbs? Those, for each one of those, you get an extra gold at the end of each round. So right now Sam has 5 of those. So at the end of every round, he gets 5 bonus gold.
We might go 8th here. Might go 8th here. This is a big loss.
Oh, that's a lot of That's a lot of damage.
We have secured first carousel pick, I'm pretty sure, for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah.
Gangplank level up though could be huge. Cringe at not finding my units here though.
13 bonus gold there at the end there for that loss though.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, these losses are going to pay dividends eventually. I think I need ranked? To. Yeah, this. Well, usually I perform a little better than this. To be quite honest with you, it's chat. Chat's making me nervy.
That's fair.
Okay, this chest is going to pay out crazy when we beat this guy, though. This guy's also running mercenary, so he can't be that strong, right? Oh, he can be. He can be that strong. He can be.
Yeah, I feel like you might die in the next 3 turns.
No. Jin carries this. He wins these. I've seen him do it. I lied. That was just a strategic throw. Yikers.
Oh.
We are not looking good right now. I'm going to be honest. Not looking good. Blame chat. Write that down, chat. Write that down. That's a good thing to write down. That's some solid advice right there that you're giving yourselves. That's some solid advice. I think I take the glove and the 5 gold. I could take tank item, but I kind of need to just beg for items for my Jinx and try and find her.
Kind of a do or die type thing. You gotta go speed roll.
Yeah, I think I just hyper roll here. This is basically my last turn. Yeah, I just hyper roll here. I'm pretty sure. Oh, yikers. Big yikers type of moment. Big time. It's okay that we find all of our units here. We find all of our units here and then we win.
That guy's name is Buying Drugs.
Pog? Question mark?
I just thought that was interesting.
Fun supports? Question mark?
Only on the Dream SMP.
Naturally. Of course. I mean, who would think we were talking about anything else?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to kind of do something that seems throw, but...
No, guys, don't write that down. Don't write that one down. Why'd you make that noise?
Because I was completely speed rolling all of my gold and slamming my levels. I need to win here. We need a win here, chat.
He's gonna blitzcrank your gin.
Rotate your hips, chat. It's okay. I don't need the gin. I slammed items on the misfortune. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Big win. Actually big. Actually so big. We're going to get so much gold out of it. We're going to get so much out of this. We're going to get two 5-cost champions are in here. Like, we're going to get so much out of this. And we get our other thing. Oh, Stand United's huge. Yeah, we're doing that. Oh my gosh, and I just found the Jace. Oh,
massive. Actually massive.
Oh my gosh. Did you see how much stuff I just got? Do you see how much gold I just got out of that? Suddenly we're rich again, and we have a free Thieves Gloves. I think we just immediately pivot here. And we
how much gold is that?
We put,
oh my fucking god.
Yeah, we just got mad rich. We just got unironically mad rich. I think we slam...
You literally can't lose another round, though.
I think we just slam all of this stuff like this. I would want to save this Thieves Gloves, but Jin can hold it. I want to put in 4 Enforcer, but I have to take out something for that I probably don't want to take out. I guess I take out Alawi. I just have a lot of damage units and not a lot of tank units. Well, I guess Jace is a tank unit. Okay. Okay, this worked out. I'm going to greed my items, though. Okay. Oh, my Jin got pulled. That's okay, though. We have the misfortune carrying. We need our Jinx next. We need Jinx next. We need to find that. Oh, look at my units popping off now. Look at them winning for me. The 5 HP comeback. It's going to be unreal. And I found this Jace. This Jace was so lucky. Wait, Plans, you want me to stream to you? That way you don't have to have delay?
There's a slight delay. I'm not sure like when it's... Yeah, you should stream to me if you can. I don't want to mess up your quality, though.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It shouldn't. Okay. That was huge. We've had a couple huge rounds here. Honestly. Found a Yuumi as well. Also huge.
Oh, is your music still off?
Oh, yeah. Let me turn it back on. There we go. Okay. Not the items we were looking for, but the ones we got, you know? Sometimes you just got to work with what you're working with. Oh, there's a Jace, though. That's huge. Can I find a Jinx, though? That's the question of the hour. I think I hard roll for it here. I'm going to just send it.
What color is she?
Tom Kench. She's a gold.
Tom Kench.
Tom is huge, actually. I can't really take anything out, though, can I? I want to put in Tom, though. I could take out Socialite. Yeah, I think that's worth for the Tom.
I don't know what he does. I just know everyone's scared of him in this game.
Yeah, he's like super Omega strong. Let me get the Zeke's off. It's all full item rounds now, so... Oh, please ult again, Misfortune, before you die. Nice. Nice.
Dude, the comeback is real.
The comeback's actually so real, this game. It's actually so real.
You almost killed that guy. You almost killed
I literally almost eliminated this guy from... He almost took 8th from me.
Dude, honestly, if you survive like 2 more rounds, like you secure...
I'm securing LP. That's what I'm saying. I just want to secure top 4. I just can't play this guy. He's got in 5 mutant right now. And
wait, two other people are at 5. Oh my god.
This is a huge comeback. That's what I'm saying.
You don't want to go against the guy in first. He's on a hot streak, bro. He hasn't lost in ages.
What else do I need to put in here? That's the question. I guess I need to put in this Yuumi for the Misfortune. And the Jinx for Misfortune, I need to go 9, Punzo.
You really want to level up to 9?
I need to go 9 so I can put in 4 Enforcer for free.
Okay. I was going to say, bro, it's like now or never. Like, you can't lose another one.
That's what...
Either level up to 9 or you need to, like, roll everything.
I'm going to go to 9. I'm going to go to 9. I'm going to greed and go to 9.
That's greed. That guy is 3 level 3s.
It's okay, though. I have 4 Enforcer in. That's why I got to leave it in.
He has 5 level 3s. He has 5 3-stars.
They're all tier 1s, though, right? Except for Heim. Oh, big Orianna ult. Big, massive Orianna ult there. We win these. We win these.
Oh, my God.
We win these. Massive dub. Massive dub for us. Plus, we're getting that juicy win streak gold. Oh, we're so far from this... objective though. Actually, we're really not. It's 72. We have 63. Need to win this here.
Do you want to hold the other golds so you can get more golds in your shop?
I mean, yeah, I can. I just haven't had enough gold for it recently.
Okay, yeah, true.
I think I'll feed Tom Kench this. My I need to win this round. This is the round that I must win. Do a little reposition.
Don't go against graphic content. Oh,
no way. Content. No way. Did I greed too long?
This guy has not lost in a century.
This guy's on like a 30 game win streak. Hold on though.
Wait.
Uprising though.
Oh my god.
The victory. Oh, we win.
You just fucked his win streak up.
We win the game. We win the game. The 5 HP return of the champ. This guy gets eliminated here. Big. This guy gets eliminated here. Real, not fake. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, he lives on. But we beat top dog. We beat top dog. That guy's pissed.
Lost, like,
There's a jinx. She has a sniper emblem on her, though. That's so useless. Oh, wait, it'll give me 4 sniper, though. Whatever. YOLO. Oh, no, it'll give me 3 sniper still, because I'll take out the misfortune. That's not Pog. Oh, well, jinx is huge for me, though. I need to find another misfortune, to be honest with you. Now that I have my jinx, that's really big, honestly. I do only have 2 items for jinx as well, so I may as well slam this. I just need to find... I want to keep in that 4 sniper. I think that's worth.
You have so much gold. But you can level if you wanted to right now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then we...
Sister buff.
Just throw this here. Sister buff's kind of huge here, actually, unironically.
I don't actually know what it does, but I just saw it. It was cool.
Okay. Whew. Big round. We sell this for econ. Now we're just playing for champs, baby.
Dude, look at that synergy in your comp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I also have Stand United, so I gain 4 attack damage and ability power for each trait active. That's why my units are doing so much damage.
You just destroyed that guy.
I just rolled this guy. Unironically, he just got rolled. Oh, this guy's gonna give me a free item. Free item.
Tom Kench ate their carry. That's what
happened. Yeah. That's OP, right? That's so strong. Let me get a Jace level up, an Orianna level up, a Janna level up, a Jinx level up. We're gonna be huge.
You could actually win this.
I could actually potentially go first. Potentially. Yeah, we're playing for 100%. Top 4 though. We just went LP.
Oh, what, Yumi?
And the Jace. I mean,
for you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my dude.
Oh, do I lock this?
Yeah, you lock that.
I locked that. Those. I locked that for sure.
Yeah, 100% you lock those.
Oh my gosh, this is huge. This is absolutely giga massive. I think I want to corner my Jinx. That way she doesn't die. Wait, but Blitzcrank though? Blitzcrank just like counters me because of that. I'm doing this. Let's see if this guy has what it takes to beat me. 4 Enforcer's kind of OP here because I'm locking down all their carries. I don't know. Victor is alive and well in this guy's backline. Jin ult though goes crazy here.
I can't see what's happening, but you just fucking
wait. You can't see what's happening?
No. There was too much I couldn't understand. But
there's some sort of mercenary thing here. Oh, it's not mine. It's his. We just rolled that guy.
No, you rolled that guy.
I'm on a 7-game win streak, Funzo.
And you're getting that second Tom Kench.
And we're getting this second Tom. We are coming on. And we're on PvE round.
What do you get? What item is that?
We get a Hand of Justice for our Jinx that we're going to swap out with this Jinx. That way we just put Sniper Emblem on someone else that's random. Because we don't even have 4 Sniper. We don't even have to put the emblem on anyone. We just don't use it. We just roll.
You need 1 more unit.
Tom Kench can eat that?
Let's go.
He did it again. Look at that. We got our econ as well. Yeah, I think we swapped this Jinx out immediately. I think that's just better.
I think you should roll.
I think I'm going to just throw this here for now. Why not?
You're so close to like... There we go. Exactly.
We're so close to so much, yeah. I'll buy this for now, but I don't need it. Oh my gosh, I could maybe go all...
Oh, you lock.
No, we buy.
Yeah. Good play.
Good play there. Big play there.
Actually, a massive play.
Actually, this is actually massive. Tier 2 Tom is just unleashed. Oh, this Akali got locked down. Thank everything. Thank goodness. if you will.
Their Seraphine died already. Let's go.
Big Jinx ult here. Big Jinx ult. Oh, this Akali is so OP though. Oh, we win.
Bro, you just win.
We just win. We just win the lobby. We just win the lobby.
Write this down, chat. Write it
Honestly,
down.
chat, take notes. Take notes, chat. This has been an insane game. This is
Let's just say everything turned around when I joined the call.
Honestly, as soon as you joined, Punzo, everything started working. I mean, everything just worked out as soon as you joined. It's kind of bog, honestly.
Let's fucking go.
I got a free spatula? I can make Arcanist?
Oriana.
Oh yeah, free? Let me get the Janna. Oh, we'll definitely buy that.
Yeah.
We lock it. We lock it. We don't sell another Jinx. We don't sell another Jinx.
Yeah.
That would be troll. Are there any other Arcanists?
I mean, is level 2 Jen even worth locking?
Oh, you know what I can take out? I can take out Caitlyn. I could put in Socialite for Caitlyn. I'm going to. Actually, no, that's my 4 Enforcer. That's why I have that in. I could put in Fiora, though. Fiora's definitely better than Caitlyn here. Because I only have 2 sniper anyways. With my sniper spat.
It is a level 2 Caitlyn, though.
I think tier 1 Fiora is better than level 2 Caitlyn.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, my comp is... I'm just wiping.
Win.
I'm just wiping
level
everyone.
Up to 9 was the play.
Yeah, I told you. I told you 9 was going to go crazy. 9 was going to go crazy. Punzo's good luck. Definitely write that down, chat. That's a big write down moment. That's a big write that down moment. Big time.
Now you got the level 2 Janna.
We're huge right now. Oh, there's my my Fiora, I mean.
Oh, Fiora's a 4?
Yeah.
4?
Oh, yeah. That's why I was saying she's better. Definitely worth in my honest opinion.
Yeah. You're really only looking for a Jinx here.
Look at this.
Fiora's.
Look
Jinxes
at this
and
double Zeeks on my Jhin.
Oh my god.
I was gonna move something by it, but it is what it is. I should probably corner this Fiora still. That way I don't get blitzcranked, because that one guy does have a blitzcrank. Oh my gosh, Enforcer is so OP.
Wait, does Zeke's do the whole backline?
No. Only units directly touching it.
Okay, I was gonna say, but everyone on the right got shields too. I was confused.
The shield's from Yumi on my unit, on my Jinx. This guy's gone. Okay. That guy's out of there. It's me and Top Dog. Yeah. It's me and Top Dog.
Yeah, and you beat him.
And I get my Jinx level up here. I get my Jinx here. I get my Jinx here for sure.
Unless he takes it.
He wouldn't dare. He's playing for the GA.
He's grabbing the Jinx.
Psych!
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, this is huge. This is huge. Oh,
now
did he get his Akali? Did he get his Akali? Oh, I found there's a Jinx in my shop as well.
You don't even need it. No, I would roll for Fioras. That's all you need.
Yeah, honestly, I agree. I'll buy this.
Oh, you sell that. You sell that.
Sell that instantly. Heard. Oh, huge game moment here. Actually, is this the guy that had the blitzcrank? No, he doesn't have blitzcrank.
Actually, maybe you should see what he needs and buy what he needs.
Cho'Gaths. I buy every Cho'Gath I see from here on out. Okay. He is 1 Cho'Gath away from tier 3 and 1 Urgot. Oh my gosh, he's so close to getting really strong.
Yeah, just buy everything he needs.
Buy all Cho'Gaths and all Urgots so that we win. Write that down, chat. Write that down. Oh, big Jinx all here. They're all cornered. Big Jinx all here. Oh,
dude, your comp's just not.
My comp's just better. My comp's just simply better.
And he's all in the corner. I feel like you do so much AOE.
Yeah, you know? My Jinx does crazy damage. Urgot.
Urgot.
Buy that for sure. Okay. I have 2 free spats I'm literally not even using. Did he find... Oh, he found his Cho'Gath. Oh my gosh, that's...
Dude, look at that fucking health bar. What?
How much health does it have? 63k. 6.3k. That's terrifying.
God.
That is terrifying. I need to be feeding my...
I think he spread out. Did he spread out his people? Yeah, he did.
A little bit. Not enough, though. My Jinx still hits either all this corner or all this corner, one or the other. Wait, his Cho'Gath doesn't have any items, though, so his Cho'Gath just gets melted by my Jinx. Yeah, and my Jhin over here, like... Yeah, he just loses to me. Like, he just loses.
Yeah, he hard loses.
It feels bad for this guy. I mean, he has like 2 tier 3 like mutants, 5 mutant in. He just loses to me, though.
Your comp is gross.
This comp is disgusting. Oh, there's a Fiora.
There you go.
Yeah, this comp is just nasty. It just wins. We got a free Giant Slayer as well. Oh my gosh, that's unleashed. That's unleashed. We're just winners.
Yeah, this is a big dub.
This is a big first place. It's looking like. And that's what item did he get? He got a GA.
That could be annoying.
Could be annoying, but I don't think it matters.
You got 17 gold.
Wait, I can reforge these spatulas. Can you reforge those? I think so, right? Okay, wait, I need a unit that has no... I could reforge this Giant Slayer as well, but I feel like it's good for his Cho'Gath. Free Challenger, we'll take it. Who do I put the Giant Slayer on, though? Maybe Fiora, I guess? Or maybe Jace, honestly. I need to be rolling. Here. I need to keep buying Urgots.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever win.
I just don't think he can win. I genuinely just don't think he can win.
Yeah, it's only gonna take one more loss for
him to die. One more and he's gone.
He almost died
he's on one. I'm gonna just get someone to feed to my Tom Kench, I guess. This is perfect. Munch. Plus 17 armor. Let's go.
What the fuck? I didn't know there's a thing.
Yeah, Tom Kench can eat a unit every round. I also have this free Kimtech emblem. But I don't have any other Kimtechs on my team, so... I did put in free Challenger, though. I mean, that's just cracked. Tom is very hungry. Write that down, chat. Write that down.
Hey, I mean, you have 10 synergies right now.
Yeah, and I'm getting 4 AD and AP for each one across my army for each trait. So it's like extra strong.
Gross.
Yeah, the Stand United really clutched up the game for us, honestly.
Oh my god, that was the worst one. That's the worst loss for him. Oh my god.
Yeah, did he sell? He must have. There you go, chat. Nice little first place.
All that down.
First game, first place? Question mark?
Their notebooks better be full right now.
That's what I'm saying. That should be a full notebook moment. You want to play?
I do. I have not played in so long. I'd be trash.
Okay. For sure. I've reached gold, baby. Started playing last week, by the way.
And I'm down. No, I'm down to run it, honestly.
Oh,
but
yeah. I mean,
play ranked.
It's just guaranteed 7th for me, though. Think about it. You're just feeding me LP.
That is true. That's true. You know, I was diamond when I played.
Oh, really? On TFT?
Yeah, but that was like
wait,
it was
that's
way different
wrong.
Back then.
Yeah. It was like a different set. Yeah.
And it was like a lot easier. I feel like they've added a lot. I guess it's always the same, but it was just the set was very clean cut. Like right now, I feel like it's like a lot.
Yeah, it's because the things can make like such a big like difference. You know, like the what do you call it?
I don't know. You don't want to double up with me.
It's okay. It's okay. I can hard carry you potentially.
Okay, I'm down to double.
Let's do it. Let's do double ups. Okay, chat. Quick. Oh, you can't see by the way, chat. Sorry, but quick explanation. Double up. Me and Punzo share a health bar, and our armies can help each other fight. That's all you need to know.
It's like a team TFT. What he just did, but like we're on a team.
Yeah, it's literally what we just did, but we're playing together now.
Oh yeah, by the way, I have a flight in the morning and I'm supposed to wake up in 4 hours from now. But I don't think I'm going to go to sleep.
My gosh, puns.
I don't think I'm going to go to sleep because I might as well stay up for it.
You think you're just going to stay up for it? You're just going to grind it out, stay up for it? The people we're playing are very bad, to be honest. Tired. It could be the play. I will agree with you. Sometimes that's just the play and then sleep on the plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing.
Yeah, well, that's a power play. As long as you feel comfortable sleeping on the plane, I think that's a dub.
Yeah, I always sleep on the plane.
I think tank items are OP in this set, by the way.
So I'm gonna get this Garen.
Sure, yeah. Giant's belt, that's good. Cloaks, Giant's belts, and chain vests are the best items right now, in my opinion. Have you played this before?
TFT?
No, like double up.
No. Dude, I haven't touched TFTs like since season 1.
Okay, so basically in Double Up, we get these Tactician's crowns. We get like one after every like certain rounds. And whenever we get one, we can place it on a champion to send that champion and the unit, the items on it to the allies, to our ally.
Okay.
That's the gist of it.
I got a BF sword.
Yeah, so we just got our Rune of Allegiance. That's what we use to send items to each other.
Okay.
In the beginning, I feel like you just put in the strongest comp you think you can. It's the name of the game with this game, in my honest opinion.
An augment? What do you think I should get? Celestial Blessing, Sniper Heart, or Phony Frontline?
Phony Frontline's not bad for early game. It's kind of bad late game, though.
Okay, I feel like I need early game, so I'm going to grab that.
Do it. Kind of online, chat. Not going to lie. Kind of online. This was kind of free, the Syndicate Heart. We're just going Akali carry, 100%. That way we can hard carry puns. You went Phony Front. Okay, yeah. So you get those 2 target dummies. They're kind of OP. Like they kind of just like soak up so much damage that like your units can potentially kill.
Yeah.
Going Innovator is really good early game, by the way, as well. So if you can find like a Zillion, it's really good. It'll at least
I got a level 2 singed already.
Yeah. If nothing else, it'll allow you to stall for me to like come assist you.
Yeah.
Because I have to win my fight first, but.
I think I'm gonna focus on like a strong early game because late game I feel like I don't know what comps I'm supposed to go.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm down for that. I think we level, chat. Because we have none of the units that we need to be super strong. What is the like optimal Akali carry items? I think it's like Archangels, maybe like just all Archangels would be. I know like GA is good, and also apparently Shaco is the second carry. Interesting. That person's kind of annoying with it. Yeah, I'm going to lose, Punzo. Oh, you're on your way? You're on your way to save me?
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Punzo with the save? With the clutch? With the actual save? Actually saved us here. Oh my gosh, we win now. Cracked. Punzo's cracked. Just a gamer moment, honestly. That was unleashed. I was actually unleashed, honestly. I needed that. You saved me.
All in a day's work, honestly.
Honestly, it's nothing for you. We're in first right now, Punzo. By 1 HP, we're in first.
What the hell is this thing?
That's your innovator buff. That's your innovator buff.
Arab?
Yeah, that's your innovator buff. That's what it does. It spawns that thing. If you can get in 7 innovator, it is unleashed. The dragon that it spawns literally does not die.
I'm going for innovator. That's what I'm going for.
Okay. If I see any good innovators that you don't have, I'll send them to you. This guy's level 3 with only 2 units in? Question mark? And he has a Ziggs on the bench that would have given him Arcanist? Maybe he's sandbagging for Carousel or something? Oh, he's about to get reinforced. Not like this. Oh, he brought in... Oh, you're reinforcing me, though?
I only have one guy.
That's okay, though? You're reinforcing where I got reinforced, so we're going to win?
Change about the ult.
Oh,
let's go.
Big win. Big win. We're unstoppable, honestly.
We're doing great.
We're actually unleashing right now. We're on a crazy
I haven't used any items yet. I don't know what items.
Yeah, neither have I, actually. That's kind of big, too. Not using like your items early on. I think I sell these Caitlins now. Could go ahead and sell this as well, I guess. I did get my Darius level up. That's kind of huge. Someone just said sell woman to win. Yikes. That's not how I meant it, chat. That's not how it was supposed to sound. Oh, Punzo, I might need you to come save the day again. I think this guy...
I will be on my way. Maybe not, actually. I don't think... No, I'm losing.
Oh, no. And that guy's getting reinforced. Not Pog. Wait, maybe my Darius carries this? Maybe I win? Maybe I maintain the win streak for us? Oh, no. His Blitzcrank's about to ult. This is unfortunate. Oh, he's getting reinforced as well. It's my Darius against the world. Oh, he CC'd. Oh.
No, that's unlucky.
That's okay. We wanted an earlier carousel pick. That's all. We just wanted to pick one earlier. It was honestly, we thought that out. It was planned out.
Is the MF there?
I need a rod. I wish it wasn't on that Zyra though. Cause that rod's gone anyways. I think I'll take, what do you want?
I don't know what items are good. I might just get this BF sword.
Okay, I'm gonna take this glove. Big. I guess I could have taken that Shaco. Or Shaco. That could have been kind of big. Do you want a free chain vest, a free Tear of the Goddess, or 8 gold for free?
I'd rather have 8 gold.
8 gold than either of those items?
Yeah.
Okay. I sent it to you. But yeah, so like next round you get to pick for me like what you're going to do, what you're going to send to me.
Okay.
It's kind of unleashed, honestly. Honestly. I don't know what to put this on. I know what I want to make, but... Let's see what happens. I might lose here, Puns. I kind of didn't play that strong of a team.
Okay.
This guy is unleashing currently. Oh, wait. My Darius ult here.
I'm coming to save you guys. I'm strong as shit.
Oh, you are?
Oh, big time.
You might not make it in time. You might not make it in time.
Right
it's so close. It's going to be so close. I have 1 unit alive.
I'm here, baby. I'm here, baby, with the squad. With the squad.
Oh my gosh, this Katarina's unleashed though. Oh, never mind. Zillion's OP? Question mark? Puns, you're cracked. What?
I'm huge right now.
I thought you said you didn't play. What? What?
I don't play. I'm just huge.
Puns is unleashing.
All right, BF sword, sparring glove, or 8 gold.
Let me go BF sword. Honestly, I need another BF sword.
Okay, on the way.
Nice. Received. Okay, we can also metagame our items. So, like, I have a cloak that I don't need if you want it.
I literally don't know what items I'm supposed to have, so I don't know.
On the innovator comp, I don't know either, to be honest. I don't know what's good. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't really know what the innovator comp is, to be honest with you. Oh, Punzo, I don't think I'm savable on this one. Oh, maybe Darius just clutched up with
I don't even think I'm going to win this one.
Wait, I might be able to clutch up for you, potentially, if you can survive long enough. Oh, no.
No, I'm dying.
Oh, rip. Okay, we got to win this one on our own, chatters. We are, though. We win these. We win these.
Yeah, you win those.
One. Big dubs. Big dubs there. Oh, there's our Zyra. We can also put this in. This is a good item holder for us. Yeah, and then I think we just give her our items because she's a good item holder. Got some free gold here. It's a free Tarek, actually. This Blitzcrank kind of trolled me here. It's okay, though. We win these. Oh, and I got my rod that I needed. Nice. this is a vest, oh, it wasn't. It's okay, though. Pretty big, chat. Pretty big here. How you feeling, Punzo?
Decent.
Nice. That's what I like to hear. Have you started using items?
Yeah, I made a Zephyr.
Oh, that early Zephyr? Not bad.
I don't know what else I want to build yet, though.
You need that Heim and the Seraphine. You need to get that 5 in. That's so strong.
Yeah, I have a Heim. I'm waiting I haven't rolled the Seraphine yet.
Yeah, Seraphine is kind of rare, I guess.
This guy's a level 3 Graves.
Oh, geez, that's unleashed. And it has a Hodge on him. That's kind of strong. I might be able to come assist you. My Katarina's doing a lot of work. This Taric on the enemy team is mass healing, though. I lose because of that.
Yeah, I lost this.
That's a little bit ridiculously strong.
I'm 2 Singed away from level 3 Singed.
Oh, that's huge. Singed is really strong, I think. That's okay. We're down to lose a couple every now and then.
Should I put items on him or no?
On Singed?
Yeah.
Probably not. If you get in tier 3, though, it could be good to put an item on him. I don't know what you would give him, though. None of your items are really, like, perfect for him. I would say your carry probably has to be the late game Jace you're going to put in. Okay. He's really good with tank items. He can hold damage items, though. But he's really good with tank items. Oh, I should have put that in for assassin buff, huh? And I should have moved this Katarina here.
Can I just make a Giant Slayer and put it on someone I'm going to sell?
Giant Slayer? Yeah, Giant Slayer's strong item. Because especially like with that Shogath, you kind of just need that. Oh my gosh, this guy's going to destroy me. Maybe not. Oh my gosh. He was getting reinforced.
Yeah, I'm hard losing
right now. Yeah, same. Hard losing right now. Inting for carousel, though. That's what we're doing. We're inting for carousel. We get another we get another thing here. So this could be potentially huge. Oh my gosh, Syndicate emblem. That's
Scrap emblem and Echo.
Scrap is really strong. Gold. We hold this for when we can go 7 Syndicate chat. Oh, we are unleashing right now actively. Okay. I'm okay with this. I just got a lot stronger, by the way.
You did? Let's go.
Unironically, I just got so much stronger. I just need a chain vest now, and I'll be online. A chain vest will make me unleashed. Puns, I think I'm going to become a just chatting streamer, by the way. I just chatted for like 2.5 hours. It was so nice.
Dude, just chatting is pretty fun.
It's just so nice. Like, I just enjoy sitting there chatting. Oh, I'm playing the guys in first. One of the guys in first, that is.
Oh, this guy's going for the Singed as well.
Oh, yikes.
I'm only 1 away, though. I literally need
one you'll more. Find that. If you're 1 away, you'll find that. How did that guy just heal that unit for so much? What? Oh, I am winning, though.
I am not.
Oh, he's getting reinforced. I lose. Oh, my gosh. What? This is this guy's allies team is so strong. No wonder they're in first. He's getting hard carried. I almost won that too. I need a chain vest here really badly. Oh, it's on a Seraphine though. Wait, you take the Seraphine with the chain vest and then you can send me the chain vest later.
Yeah. Wait, how do I send it to you later?
You can use the thing. You can
like it's on her though, but it's on her.
No, you can take it. You can take it off later after you sell her.
I don't want to sell her. That's the thing.
No, I mean after you sell her later on when you find another one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what to take though. None of this is really good. I'll just take the Shaco, I guess, because that guy wanted it. So. Yeah, you send later. It'll work out if you send later.
Yeah, I can send it later.
Or if I find a Seraphine, I can like do a little switcheroo with you. I didn't really need this rod though. Should have played for a better item. There wasn't really anything good though. I guess I could have taken another BF sword. Probably would have been good. Because then I could have made BT out of this and GA out of another one. Ah, oh well. Who cares? I just need to find my Akali, and I will be golden. And a Braum. I will be unleashed.
It's going to be a close one with this guy.
I think I'm going to lose.
Oh. Well, I might reinforce soon if you stay alive a bit longer.
No, it's too late. I died.
Oh, I just won.
Yikes.
What is this spot on my screen? Like this, it's like one of the hexes is lit up blue.
Oh, that's because you have in what's it called? You have in Socialite. So if you put someone in that spot, they gain 20% bonus damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really strong. Wait, I can put in 7 Syndicate, can't I? It's not really worth right now though, because I got to take my. Oh, I replaced the Tarek next round. Okay, that's what happens, chat. And then I put in 7 Syndicate, and I'm unleashing. I might lose this one, but I will unleash next round, though.
Are you dying right now?
Yes. Yes, I'm going to lose.
I do no damage right now. I need to use my items.
Yeah, you probably need to start slamming items soon here. The problem is you have kind of bad items for your... I guess you could go like Giant Slayer, Hextech Gunblade. Like, I guess that's kind of okay, but...
Dude, the Singe is healing for... Oh, they have a Janna, that's why.
Oh, yeah, that's so dumb. Honestly, I'm okay with 55, though. We're like... I'm farming a loss streak. I don't know if you are too, but I'm on a pretty nice loss streak right now.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yikes. Okay, I'm going to need this later. I need a position better for sure. I need some items here. That's what I need. Some BF swords. Oh, there is one. Nice. And a giant's belt, potentially? No, but that's okay. Okay. I think you, my good friend, get yourself an IE as well. I could go BT, though. BT's probably better. IE is rare, though. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh my gosh, I need a position from my team comp to actually succeed. I'm going to need this later on. I won't need this. Oh, I just trolled my Shaco. Oof. That's a big oof. I'm taking a hard loss here, for sure. Oh, gosh, Punzo. I don't know.
It's okay.
If you find an Akali, send that to me. Effective immediately, for sure. That is really big for me. I could do this if I level again, but I can't just slam that. I think I have to do this now. My Shaco just holds a rod for no reason.
No, my level 3 singed. I didn't get it in time.
Oh, I hate that. That's literally like my least favorite thing that happens in this game. I can send you a giant's belt, a cloak, or a rod if you need any of those. If you think you need any of those.
I need a tier. I need tiers.
I don't have any of those, unfortunately. This guy is also slamming me. Yeah, I can send that. I can send that to you for sure. Is there any unit in particular that you need?
Besides a Jace, but like that's not we can't
like
get
that.
that
I could maybe find for you.
Zillions and Ezreals. I mean, I don't know.
I just found a Jinx. You want that?
I need another Seraphine so I can sell this one and get this shit off of her.
Puns. I'm trolling the game, but I'm gonna hard level.
Okay.
Sure, and then I'll send you this giant spell. Oh my gosh, it didn't let me. I went to 0 gold for that. But I am 8, so I think 0 gold at 8 for 3 is not. It's not ideal. Don't get me wrong, but I need to find an Akali to actually come online, because that means I can take out Twisted Fate and I can put in anything better, like Janna or something.
I think we lose.
I'm winning right now, actually.
I'm not.
Oh, never mind. This guy just got reinforced. I lose as well. Oh my gosh, puns. We might go out after this carousel. We might not make it to chickens at this rate. I need there to be an Akali on this carousel. That's what I need.
I need a Jace.
Oh, there's a Jinx.
There's no Jace.
I need that chain vest though for my
I need this tier.
Nice. Both got item though. We have first pick. We need to make it to chicken so we can at least get our third augment in.
Yeah.
Oh, I need an Akali so badly. Do you still want this giant spell, by the way?
Yeah. The thing is, like, I guess I want to put it on Jace, but I'm just gonna put it on Singed. I mean, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You kind of just gotta slam it at some point, you know. Okay. Sending you Giants build now.
Thank you.
Can I find an Akali? Come on, game. Give me the Akali. Give him to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, Janna. That goes in my final comp. Oh, I need an Akali. Uber bad. I can't find it, though. Yikers. Wait, I win. I'm on my way to reinforce you. I'm literally on my way.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, wait. He had one more unit alive. Now I'm on my way. I'm almost there.
Nice.
I've arrived.
Make it in time.
I've arrived.
Nice. That's huge.
Oh my gosh. This guy's Bramalt was kind of big, though. Not going to lie. Oh, he got reinforced as well.
Cho'Gath.
That guy's Cho'Gath is unleashed. I don't know if we kill that. Oh, wait.
I think no.
We lowered the amount of damage you were going to take, though, by a lot.
Okay.
Only 2 damage. We'll take that. We made it to chickens, essentially. Oh my gosh. This is such a bad augment section. I think I go Sunfire board. Found a random Yumi. Not what I need, though.
I got a free Warmogs.
If you find an Akali, send that to me.
Okay.
Effective immediately. That would be unleashed for me. Because that lets me put in Janna. Let me honestly position a little better. We'll go Zyra, Shaco, this over here, Talon there, Echo here, Darius, Braum. We'll do this. Oh, man. I need chickens to be unleashed for me. If you have a random BF sword you don't need, I could also use that.
I don't have a BF sword
if you happen
anymore.
to find one.
Okay.
Could kind of bring my Shaco online, to be honest. Oh, this guy's also... This is the guy that you just fought, actually. Well, he's the guy that reinforced who you just fought, so... He's the enemy of... Or the ally of our enemy, which makes him our enemy.
This guy's Twitch is just perma healing.
Oh my gosh! Wait, I'm actually kind of unleashing though. I'm
just losing to a Twitch in my back.
Hold on, I'm about to come reinforce potentially. I'm on my way. I'm en route.
Oh no, Singe!
I'm en route. No.
It was 1 second. It was 1 second.
It was so. That had to be so close.
They're Twitch, dude.
At least we made it to chickens though. We made it to chickens. That's huge. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I I needed a Akali so bad. I found a Seraphine. Do you need it?
Yeah. You still want this thing?
What thing?
The chain vest?
No, it's fine actually. I got one.
Okay.
I'm sending you the Seraphine. I don't know if it helps you right now, but maybe it will. Maybe it'll give you tier 2 soon. Oh, I need an Akali so badly. Oh, come on, Riot. Come on, Riot. We're streaming the game. I mean, gotta give me a little favor here and there, you know?
Ooh, a tier. Finally.
Come on, Riot. Come on, Riot. I'm begging you here. Did not get what we needed, to say the least.
I need a Jhin or an Orianna.
Oh my gosh, I just saw both. I could have bought it. I can't send it to you though until Dragon Round because I've used all my sins.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of unleashing though.
Well, I am owning this guy. I'll reinforce you in a bit.
Oh, this is the guy with the Twitch that you played. This guy's. Oh,
the Twitch was busted. I'm coming though. If you stay alive.
Yes, please, please, please arrive. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. We win these. Oh, he's getting reinforced too though. Not good. Not Pog. Wait. Okay. The Twitch is dead though. Oh, this guy also has a Twitch. What?
Oh my God. Wait, bro. That guy. That team is way too strong.
They are so strong. Oh, I have an Orianna in my shop. Oh, I wish I could send it to you. I can't send it to you. I'm rolling past it.
I'm selling these Heimers. I can't hold them anymore.
I could buy this Janna, but I can't even put it in because I will lose Syndicate. Oh, wait, I got raided. Oh, and thank you for the raid.
Oh, Jhin, yes.
Can't buy this Peepo Sage. I would rather have a Braum. I need to find this Akali. Oh, I'm playing top dog puns. Oh, by the way, you get one round of each of you losing like all of your health. So like each of us can like go to 1 HP one round. But then we're like, if that person loses again, we're like donezo. Okay. Oh, I'm unleashing on this guy though.
Bro, I'm against the fucking Twitch again, bro.
Oh my gosh, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I got one more unit to kill and I'm on my way.
I died.
Oh
this
no.
Guy's Twitch is busted.
Oh no. I beat top dog though.
That's good.
Yeah, kind of big. Kind of big. Wait, this is highlighted like I can buy it, but I literally can't buy it. Look at that chat. Dun 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 dun. Wait, what did Ant say? Ant said WTF, San. What's up, Ant? What happened? I told Gumi that my Switch wasn't working. That's why I couldn't play.
Do you need a sparring gloves, chain vest, or tier?
I could take them, but if you can use them, slam them.
I don't know what would be good.
You could go.
Look, what do I put on Jhin? What do I put
on Jhin? That glove. Put that glove on Jhin right away. That's super strong. That's supposed to be super strong on him. The rest of those items are pretty garbage on him, though. Funzo, I can't find an Akali. I can't come online without it.
Yeah, I need a Jace real bad.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. This guy, all it has left is this Shogath, and I can come reinforce you.
No, I'm dead. I'm dead already.
No. See, we each get one round to go to 1-8. We got this is our 1 HP round. At least we got Carousel. Oh wait, I have to beat this guy though, I think, for us to stay alive. I think I have to beat this guy. I think I do though. I win these. Okay. Okay. There's no Akali on this.
There's no Jace?
There's no Akali either.
Sam, please, my GPA can't take this. I don't have any.
I don't even want a GA, bro.
Wait. Who's voting with the 5? They said, Sam, please, my GPA can't take this. I don't have any more paper for notes. We're all struggling. No, keep writing it all down, chat. Keep writing it all down. This is good advice we're sending your way. Potentially. Riot. If either of us lose again, we're done, Punzo.
Yeah.
Riot, please give me the Akali. Please. Oh, they're not giving it to me, Punzo. They're not giving it to me. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, I'm fighting top dog. That's the guy that I just beat, though. I think you could beat that guy. I think there's a chance you beat that guy. This guy's Lux is unleashing. Oh, my assassins are going crazy in the backline, though. Oh, I win. I think I win. I might be able to reinforce you here.
I'm alive. I'm
just stay alive. He's only got a Garen left. I'm killing him right now as well. I'm on my way. I'm in route. I'm in route.
I actually just beat this guy.
I'm in route anyways. Now we completely beat him. Oh, he's getting reinforced though.
Nice.
Oh, it didn't go through in time though. Nice. Okay, big win. Big win. We find my Akali now. Akali. Oh, I found a Jace. I can send it to you after next round. Do you want me to buy it?
Oh yeah, buy it.
Okay, I'll hold it. I can send it to you next round. After Dragon, I can send it to you. That's kind of huge. I also have a cloak I can send with it. You could make a snazzy little Chalice of Power with that.
I need a Jhin.
Oh, this guy Zephyr'd my Braum.
Oh, this guy's an Akali. I lost.
Oh, he has my Akali? Don't lose, don't lose.
Yeah, I'm dead. That guy had a level 2 Akali.
We're done.
PA.
We're done, Zod. Oh. No. I couldn't find my Akali either.
I was just tunnel visioning on the innovator.
This Twitch is so OP, honestly.
I'm gonna look up best.
I lost too.
TFT comps.
Oh, that's so sad. Sag, we lost. We got 4th though. Out of 4? 4th out of 4. Chat. Most of the things you wrote down in that game are still good. They were just unlucky though. That's the thing. It was just unlucky though.
Super unlucky.
Yeah, extremely unlucky moment. That's okay. That's okay. We run it back. Run it back for the dub here.
Yeah. I wasn't econing very well.
Yeah.
Because I was just...
Me too. I slammed level 8 really early, so I wasn't able to roll for my Akali very well. That's okay. We win this one, though.
Mm-hmm.
Chat,
it was looking good early game.
It was.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, honestly, we had a great early game. I told you that it was good early game, Innovators. Is music loud, chat? I just turned it down for me. I don't know if it's loud for you guys. Examples of bad luck. Exactly. Write that down, chat. Write that down. Nope. Double Q pop. Low. Music is good. Nice. Progress. Oh, have you guys not been able to hear game sounds, by the way, this whole time? Why did no one in chat say anything? Chat be weird, am I right? I mean, chat just be weird.
Chat, they be kind of weird, champ, sometimes.
Oh, this is a weird start. I think I'll take this BF sword. And it's on a mutant, so there's game sounds, question mark? I mean, yes, chat, there's sounds to this game. Ooh, it's cybernetic enhancement. I think that's like one of the good mutants. Oh my gosh, I keep coughing. If I get good Kog'Maw items here, I might. Oh my gosh, I just got a free Shaco.
Well, I have a Oh, never mind. It's not Shojin. It's Archangels.
Archangels is like the most broken item in the game right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's super broken.
I'm just going to make it right away. I don't even care. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm holding on a little bit.
You could hold it for just a bit. So someone in chat's writing down, I don't like writing down nodes. Omega lol, too bad. Write down anyways.
Oh, now I can make a Shojin.
Honestly, Protector Heart's kind of cracked for me.
Exiles and Underdogs? That sounds pretty good.
I think I'm going to go the Kog'Maw carry comp. It's kind of unleashed too, honestly. I need some certain units though. I think this is just better. I need a Garen. Golly, I got the coughs. You ever had the coughs before, Punzo?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Definitely.
Okay, maybe I'm just going to go scrap because I have like all of the scrap units. Yeah, I think I'm going to audible this here, Puns. I'm going scrap.
Okay.
What is like the scrap comp though? That's the question of the hour. Team comps, meta team comps. Scrap team comps. I guess maybe like Trundle carry is good.
Oh, this guy got reinforcements, bro.
Oh, I barely lost my one unit. I could have reinforced you potentially.
Oh, I should have made my Archangels.
I think I want to be putting this in for bruisers though, chat. And this comes out eventually. Yeah. Could still double back to this though. I need to level is what I need to do. I think this is good. I did take Protector Emblem. Oh, you know what? Forget my...
Oh, this guy early leveled, bro. Cringe.
Oh, that's giga cringe.
I definitely lost. He early leveled. There's no way I win that.
He's 5?
No, he's 4.
Oh,
he bought a level.
I went to 4 too.
Oh. Oh, and good reinforcement. We win these.
I'm here.
Yeah, huge.
Forget my earlier decision that I was going to audible. I'm going back to my original plan.
Okay, I'm down.
I'm kind of all over the place right now, but I'll get there. I'll get to where I want to be. Oh my gosh, I have in 4 Protector. This is actually kind of unleashed. Too bad none of my units do damage though. And I no longer have in scrap, but that's okay. Also, I need to just sell for econ, I do believe. Okay. Unleashed. I also don't think I need these anymore. Nor do I need this Vi. Okay. There we go. Down to only what we need, champ. I might win this. I'm not really sure. Could lose it though.
I lost.
I think I win. Oh, come on, Blitzcrank. Get your ult off and we win. Blitzcrank. Get your ult off and we win. Oh, Blitzcrank, please. Please. Yes! I won. Barely. Nice. And I think I just play for a bow here. I need a bow on like every carousel that we get. If you have extra bows, I will take them.
Okay.
Nice. Got a bow here. It's huge. It's a free giant slayer. The worst teacher of the new. What? What? Teacher calls us weird? Oh my gosh. Wait, chat. I was joking. I didn't realize you guys have been people rioting. Do you want a BF sword, a bow, or 8 gold?
8 gold.
Got it. Dun dun. Golly. Dun 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 dun. Not gonna lie, I have not really found the Cassidans, nor the Graves, nor the Garens that I want to be running this conf comfortably. Yikes. I just took a fast loss, to be honest. Oh, you won, though. Nice. We're balancing each other out. It works. It works out. These things work out. Oh, this blitzcrank trolls me. I put him way down here. That way.
Do you want 8 gold, recurve bow, or sparring glove?
Oh, recurve bow, for sure. Huge. Huge. What I really need is to find a Kog'Maw. That would be unleashed if I could find a Kog'Maw. Honestly, that would be unleashed. I didn't reposition. I trolled. Trolled around, for sure. Oh, this guy's kind of weak, though. I might win this. As long as my protectors get their ults off, I think I just win. They get 45% max health shield every time they ult. It's kind of unleashed, right? I still lost. And he was actively getting reinforced.
Oh, no, I won, but he got reinforced at the last second.
Oh, that was the guy that I was playing. If I had
do I still win these?
Oh, no. That was so close, actually.
I literally won that fight, too, and then he got reinforced like right when he died. That was insane timing.
Yeah, that was unlucky for sure. Oh, I just went 5? That's kind of unlucky. I don't want to be 5 yet. I have an Orianna in my shop, just randomly.
Oh, I need that.
You want it? I can buy it and send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Bought. We'll send next round.
Let's go.
That's kind of big.
You need anything?
I need a Kog'Maw really badly. If you see one,
okay,
send that my way. I also need a rod. Here we go. Sending you your Orianna right now.
Oh, I got a Kog'Maw. How do I send it to you? With the thing?
With the Rune of Allegiance, yeah.
Sending it to you?
Nice. This is huge. Okay, I think I just sell this. Nice. Do need a bow, though. Pretty badly, honestly. And I positioned horribly. And I didn't even put in the mutant buff, which would have been really big. Still no game sounds? Oh, my bad. I forgot that I was fixing that, to be honest with you. I'll have to do it.
Reinforcements on the way soon?
No, I lost already.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Okay, I think I just need to stack my Kog'Maw now. Put this here, Garen here, or Graves here.
I need some motherfucking recurve bows.
Oh, yeah, I need one more as well. We both kind of needed them. It's kind of unlucky. What I really need is a rod, though. I also need us to get to this next, what's it called, round?
Carousel?
Yeah, and the augment, that'd be kind of big. We could potentially get something good.
Oh, I lost big time.
Oh, I can be on my way, though? I'm on my way?
I lost.
Man, we keep trading off who's winning and who's losing. Mods would look at chat. Chat, I'm trying to win for you. Dun, 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 dun. I think I'm going to go weak spot. This could be big, chat. Also, for some reason, my units are wrong colored. Don't think we buy that, chat. I think we just slow roll for our units. The Kog'Maw would be
well, I need to econ up a little bit. I got 32 right now, but I guess gotta save up a bit longer.
Honestly, I just need items.
Yeah, I need some better items. I don't want to make anything that I have right now.
Yeah, me neither. Could really go for a Blitzcrank. I just need honestly, I need a rod. That's the only item I desperately need. That would be unleashed if I could get a rod.
Ooh, I hard lost. Who am I up against? Was this the first place team?
This guy's got Innovator in. He just beats me, I think.
Oh, yeah. I went up against the guy in first. They haven't lost a game yet.
Yeah, they're unleashed right now. They're way too strong to be beaten. Yeah, I lost that round. Oh, well. Feels bad.
We're still in second, technically, right now.
Yeah, I'll take it, honestly. I really need that rod. It is on.
Well, I got a magnetic remover. Oh, wait, that's not my... Is it mine? Oh, no, that's not mine.
Oh, my gosh. I wish you were...
There's no recurve, but...
I honestly wish you were an earlier pick. Really need that rod. Hopefully this guy...
Leona. I need that Leona. No, don't take that Leona.
Don't take that rod. Oh my gosh. This was actually so troll. I guess I'm just going to take a cloak. I don't know what else to take. Oh my gosh, we just got trolled so hard. The good news is I can use this cloak on my Kassadin, though. We'll slam this. I can finally slam an item. Oh, I'm also kind of getting close to Kassadin. Need 3 more. That was a big round of rerolls for us, champ. Big round of rerolls. We could slam this Zeke's potentially. Or maybe a Banshee's. Zeke's could be good, though. Could be a good slam. Honestly, we're not doing too bad right now, though. I think we just play it slow. This guy's Warwick is literally one-shotting my entire team. If that's the guy that's reinforcing the guy you're playing, I'm so sorry. Oh, it's not. Thank goodness. We were playing different teams.
Yeah, I won mine.
Oh, that was top dog. Yeah, that guy is... guy's unleashed.
Strong as fuck.
Yeah, they're unleashed for sure. That's just unbeatable, to be honest with you. Oh, wait, Puns, we both have in Protector buff. What? We have in, basically the same board. That was so confusing. I clicked on you and thought it was bugged, but it wasn't. I just thought it was.
I'm going to level up.
Okay. I have to stay 5 because I'm playing for all tier 1 units. Unfortunately. I could save this to try and get Warmogs for my Kassadin, though. It is Wolves next round, so I think it's better for me to save, champ. Not that Chad even knows what I'm talking about right now. They're just peepo nodding.
I need to level up to... Yeah, first of all, I get more buffs for my team, but then I need to get purples. Like level 4 units.
Oh, I'm winning this, I think. Oh, never mind. I completely lied. Oh, never mind. My Kog'Maw's alive in the back line, dishing out the Mahe.
This is definitely number 1 team.
Yeah, same. I just got destroyed as well. Like,
yeah.
It's just, why is it so strong? Like, they cannot lose right now, I guess. Which is like, good for them. Good for them, but I wish that could be us. At the same time, I wish it could be us.
We're literally in second, so I mean...
Yeah, we're not doing that bad. I think we're doing pretty good, honestly.
We're in with the crowd right now, so...
Yeah, I agree. We're leading the crowd, as a matter of fact. I really need to find some units, though. I am getting kind of close to some of them, though. I'm 2 away from Kassadin. And I found a Nico's. And I found a rod off this. That's huge. The rod's huge off this. That's a free Rage Blotto for my boy. I got so much gold there, too. Okay, we slam this Rage Blade. I want to buy this Caitlyn. I'll sell the Mouse for it. We'll find another Mouse later. Oh, come on, Riot. Come on, Riot. Okay, nice. We're getting some level ups in. Oh my gosh, there's so many Caitlyns in my shop. That's kind of big. Okay, I'm 1 Caitlyn away from tier 3. 3 Graves, 3 Garens. We're kind of big. Kind of big, potentially, if I can get all these level ups off.
This Cho'Gath is just destroying me.
I'm only 1 Caitlyn.
This guy has a Malz with a full kit, fully itemized Malzahar.
The static shit's bad, but yeah, that's pretty cracked other than that. That's a yikers moment. Oh my gosh, there's so many units here. I sell the Malz. Forget it. I could Nico this. Yeah, whatever. That probably wasn't worth, but we had to. I only have like 1 more round. Oh my.
Do you need a chain vest by any chance?
A chain vest?
Yeah.
I don't need a chain vest.
Okay.
The thing I kind of need is a giant's belt or a bow, but I think you need bows too.
Yeah, I need bows.
The giant's belt would be kind of huge for me though.
I can give it to you if you need it. If it's going to complete an item that you need,
yes, it'll complete a Warmogs for my Kassadin, which will make him 10 times
because I also need a Warmogs, but I don't have... Wait, no, I have...
Oh, I'm reinforcing you. I'm reinforcing you with my Kog'Maw.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I'm going to have Damahe coming in.
Oh, wait, they also just got reinforced.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
This is the number 1 team. This is the number 1 team.
Yeah, we lose, but... Oh, well. We didn't lose as badly, though. Potentially. Can I find my units here? I'm so close to so many units. This is my last round to roll as well. There's Graves. Caitlyn next. 1 Garen away as well. Oh, come on. Give me these. Give me these. Give me these.
I need a Janna and a Jhin.
Okay. You know what? I'll find 1 Garen naturally. Okay. Oh, did you send the Giant's belt?
No, because I need it.
Oh, okay. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. If you need it. I could slam like a Zeeks, but I want to try and get the Warmogs if I can. I got in a lot of 3-star units. Kind of unleashed. The Caitlyn's just kind of free, to be honest. Like I didn't even need to 3-star that.
Okay, I lost, but not by a lot at all.
I'm gonna lose, I think, but barely. Oh no, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. It's just Mechanical Bear. Oh no, Caitlyn might lose this. Yeah, she does. I lost to Mechanical Bear from Innovator. I literally lost to Innovator. That's so dumb. Oh well. Big carousel round for us though. We're second pick. This can be huge.
I see a bow that I'm definitely grabbing.
Okay, you can take it.
Unless they get it. It's on a Leona, though. Fuck. I think I'm already leveled up my Leona. Oh, they got it.
They got it anyways. I'm going to take this Giant's belt for my Warmogs.
I'll take the tier.
Okay. This could be big. This could be big. Malzahar. Oh, if you see a Malzahar, you could send that my way. That'd be good.
Oh, yes, Janna.
I would put her in for Cassidon, to be honest.
Yeah, big. I lose 2 protector, but
yeah,
3 protector, but it's fine.
It's definitely worth, I think.
She's in a really bad spot right now because I didn't have time to move her, but...
Does this guy have all the Kog'Maws? Oh, he might. Oh my gosh, wait, I deleted his... Wait, his Warwick is literally unkillable. That's why they're top dogging. That guy is literally... He cannot die. How's it looking, Funzo? Oh, Caitlyn deletes her, though? Wait, Ori might win this?
The ult's big here.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge.
No, the Heimer.
He's dodging everything. No. Oh...
Wait, I'm on a big loss streak though. That's 5 loss streak.
Oh, that's pretty good then, I would say. I think I'm gonna go this. Try and give my Kog'Maw more damage. Oh, this is big.
I want to roll, but I also don't want to roll.
What are you at?
I need I need a Jhin. I need a Jhin, bro. That's all I need right now.
If I find a Jhin, I will send it your way. Are we not taking notes anymore? I don't know, chat. They seem to have stopped taking notes. I don't know why though. Because this is superior gameplay. I have a BF sword I literally have no use for if you want it. Could make a GA too. That could be big.
I'm gonna sell this MF when I get the Jhin, and put the items on him.
Okay, yeah, that'd probably be good.
Well, most of them. I'm definitely putting the IE on him.
Oh my gosh! Please let my Kog'Maw unleash here. Oh, he does.
Oh yeah, I see the Warwick you're talking about.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I'm on my way to reinforce. I only have 2 units though.
I died. That Warwick is fucking gross.
That is so gross. They just win the game, I think. That is so disgusting.
What I just witnessed is disgusting.
That's illegal.
Like, absolutely filthy.
In like most countries.
Like, actually.
It's actually so strong for no reason.
Oh, I got my Jhin. Let's go.
Oh, nice. Oh, we get items here? That's huge, honestly. Oh, I found my Garen. What level are you? What is your % chance for the greens right now?
30.
Oh, okay, I stay 6th then until I find my Kog'Maw 3-star. It's pretty huge for me, to be honest. I need some good items here, Riot. Oh, I got a tier. I need a bow, Puns. If you have a bow, I'll have perfect items for my...
Bro, I need a bow.
Oh, yikes.
I didn't even get it either. Yeah, Quicksilver.
I can make a Thief's Gloves, though. That might be worse, honestly.
You need Kaisa by any chance?
Kaisa wouldn't be bad, but I'd have to level, so it's probably not worth.
Okay.
I could go Kaisa in for Cog, though.
I already rolled it.
Okay.
It's not there anymore.
That's fine, then. I can send you another Ori if you want it.
Yeah, another Ori would help. I need one.
Too late. Sorry, I rolled it, actually. I lied to you when I said I could send it. Well, I could have sent it, but then I rolled it. The good news is whenever my Kog'Maw gets his ult off, he just starts unleashing. So, like, I just beat the guy that has the Warwick. I'm going to win here. And I'm about to come reinforce you, potentially.
If you get to here quick enough, I will be alive for it.
Oh, my gosh. He's 1 unit. Oh, it's just my Caitlyn alive, though. It probably wouldn't even help you. This Heimerdinger dodges everything. I killed him. I'm on my way with Caitlyn.
I lost. Okay. I lost. I have 50 gold, though. I could
Same.
level maybe. Should I level? I need to find a Jace. I'm leveling. A Jinx?
I have 2 Orianas in my shop and a Braum. If you need any of that.
I need a Braum.
You need a Braum?
Yeah.
Sending it. Sending it. Sent.
Nice. I didn't get it in time, but it's alright.
I just need Kog'Maws. And honestly, I would be online if I could get them. Oh my gosh, I won. I'm coming to reinforce you with like my full team. I'm huge here.
I'm alive.
I'm huge here.
Still.
I'm huge here. My Kog'Maw unleashes big damage.
Yes, that was a huge reinforce.
That was big. That was big. We needed this win too. Nice. Nice. That's huge. I just need to find my Kog'Maws now.
Oh, I got my Yuumi. Big.
There's one. Thank goodness. I just can't find him.
I need a Janna, a Jhin, and a Jace.
I will look out for all of those. Janna, Jhin, and Jace. Okay. I'll keep my eyes open. I need
if
this
I have a
tier 3
Jace, my comp's like complete.
Okay. Oh, I can potentially eliminate this one team here. They're on final life. Nice, get a job getting that Zillion out. That's huge.
All right, I'm coming reinforcements like a lot of people.
Oh, I think
this guy's GAing.
He got reinforced, but oh no, I won in time. I won in time. We're good. We're good. I'm on a 4-game win streak, by the way.
I'm on a 2.
We eliminated those guys, so we're first pick now. I need a bow here. It's oh my gosh, it's force of nature only.
There's no Jace, bro.
It's only force of natures. That's.
I don't even need any of these people.
I don't even need a force of nature.
There's Oriana. I'll take Oriana. Fuck it.
I guess I'll
take.
What does
force of nature do?
It gives you an extra place to put a unit in your comp.
Wait, so you get a bonus unit?
Yeah, bonus unit. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I guess I don't really need it, but.
How much gold for me to level? 24. I think I'll roll down to 24 gold here, and then I'll level. Well, I'm already 7. I can level again though. That'd be kind of big. I found one. Oh my gosh, I'm 2 away. I'm 2 away. Oh my gosh, 1 away. There he is. Huge round for me. Massive round. No joke, massive round. I activated my tier 3 Kog'Maw. Also put in a Scion for 4 protector.
Warwick, bro. I'm against the fucking Warwick.
I might be able to reinforce you here. I'm kind of.
You gotta come quick.
Oh, this guy's Jhin is unloading on me.
Nah, dude. The Warwick is gross. I lost.
Oh my gosh, I'm so close to winning though. I might lose. This guy's Jhin. This guy's Jhin is online, effectively online.
I didn't get my Jace.
There's a Blitzcrank in my shop. I'll lock that. I can never go 8 though. I don't know why I'm locking that. I don't know what to go. I guess I'll go Sojin on my Kassadin. I guess is good. Oh, goodness gracious. This is kind of sad. Yeah, I think I do this for the shielding. Because my protector shield is massive right now. Yeah, like he just dodged all of that. Oh gosh, puns. We could be this guy's already getting reinforced. You're actually joking with me. I'm fighting 2 comps right now.
Oh yeah, I'm also losing.
Oh, it's the guy with the Warwick. I eliminated the Warwick though. Huge. Oh, I lost though. We are 3 HP, Funzo. If you lose, we are on our.
No, I lost.
We're on our last stand for sure.
We're on our last stand. I didn't get my Jace. I haven't got my Jace, bro. I've been level 8 for so long, and I haven't got a Jace.
Oh, this is so sad. I have a Jhin here, but I can't even. I can send it to you after this round. What do you need?
Yeah, I need a Jhin and a Jace.
Jhin and a Jace. Okay, I have the Jhin for you. That'll give you the level up on the Jhin after this round. Do you want this BF sword for your Jhin? Second IE?
Double
I.
Stack IEs, does that work like that?
I think so. I don't think they're unique. Right click it and see if it's unique. Oh no, it is. It is unique. I think it'll bounce the IE off though. I also have an Imperial spat. It doesn't really do anything for me. If it gives you Imperial, it's better for you to have it. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so this is a useless spatula. I'm sending you the Jhin though. I'll send him with the sword. Why not? If they do, it's probably gonna bounce off. So.
Give me a fucking Jace, you pussies.
I can't find anything. If we can survive this round, that's massive, though. Everyone is so strong in this game. This Warwick is unleashed. He just
the Warwick is gross.
That's disgusting. We lost ones. Sorry, I lost to the Warwick.
I think I'm winning this one.
No, it doesn't matter. We're done. We're done after that.
So if you lose, we lost. Yeah, I beat this guy.
Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. Yeah, we're done. You lose after this round.
No. Dang it! I was starting to, dude. I was getting there. I was.
Oh my gosh, that one team was just 2 online. They were just 2 online.
Whatever that Warwick was,
that was
I want that.
That was so broken. That was so. That Warwick was disgusting. That was so disgusting. Just how strong that was filthy. Honestly. Oh my gosh, gummy bears sounds so good, Chad. I just looked over. They're talking about gummy bears. Now I want to go to the gas station.
Dude, we were about to pop off there.
Oh, we were literally about to come online.
We were about to pop off. They really just like
that Warwick was just so OP.
Like when it was like halfway through the round and he just started fucking like clawing, bro.
Yes.
Like that was
so stupid.
Why is that allowed?
That was so stupid. Gas station stream? Yeah, just pull out my phone, start streaming the ride over there. Sounds like a good way to dox myself. I need some water, honestly. Dun dun dun.
We are winning this one.
We're winning this one. Oh, hydrate? I don't know, Chad. I don't want to have to go downstairs and get a water bottle. Sounds like so much work. I'm vibing.
I think you should get water.
I should, but I gotta go all the way downstairs. You know what? I have time. I'm doing it in lobby. I'll take random unit off carousel. It is what it is. That.
Damn, why is my stream delay so bad? First, I'm gonna refresh. Chat, type 1 when you hear this. Type 1. Okay, it's not that bad anymore. I'm going to keep it straight up with you guys. I don't know what I'm doing on this set. I only played this game when the first set came out, and that was like 2 years ago or something. And like they changed, it's been changed so much since then.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
water.
No, better than
Wait,
water.
that's like Capri Sun.
Those are Capri Suns.
I want that bow.
You're playing for the bow now? I'm going to play for sword, I guess.
Apparently you don't have game sound still?
Oh, yeah, wait. What flavor? I think they're Pacific Cooler. Yeah, Pacific Cooler. I'm fixing it, chat. Don't worry. Should hear game sounds now, chat. Yeah, I see it coming in on the audio channel, so.
Let's begin again.
I got nothing but gold off of that.
I got a BF sword.
I said water king. See, I know y'all said water, but then I saw these Capri Suns and I was like, I need that. Need that.
I stand ready.
True explorers follow the compass in their heart.
True explorers follow the compass in their heart. Chat, I know it's not water. I already had water earlier today. Don't tell me how to live my life, chat. I live my life 1/4 mile Capri Sun at a time.
I got a reforger.
What we do is right.
It's actually kind of good. If you just get like bad items, you just reforge them like as full items and just RNG it, you know? Is Imperial good? Chat? Someone in chat's good at this game.
I don't know. I don't know about
Right?
that.
Like someone in chat is good at this game. Chat, is it good? Someone in chat. Nah, I don't think so. Oh. That would be such a like pog thing to run though. Let's just go Celestial Blessing. Can't go wrong with that.
This is gonna tickle. I ain't got time.
You could try. You think if you need to fast 9 though? Yeah, see, I'm good on that.
What we do is right.
I got another bow.
I kind of have good Akali items though. What do I run here, chat? Is this good? Level and put this in. Wish I could take this off of her though. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Might have just trolled. Oh well. This guy has 1 unit in, so I think we're chilling.
Yeah, this guy only has 2 units in. Oh, he already has 3. I didn't see the Twitch. Oh, he got reinforced.
Oh, I reinforced you, yeah. You're good.
I got scared for a second.
No. We're good. We're good. We're good. I think I'm going to go the Trundle carry. I think this is like really good. It's like a scrap comp. Should have bought that Vi though, huh? Oh, chat. I don't know what to do. We were supposed to take notes? Chat, there's a quiz in 10 minutes. This might be my last game, Punzo, to be honest.
That's fair.
I do have to drive back tomorrow. Oh my... I don't have to leave till the afternoon, though. I'm spilling Capri Sun. Respect the pouch. I actually don't want to go the Trundle comp.
Wait, this guy's just AFK, bro. This
yeah, he has. This is a guy with 1 unit in. That's the guy that I just destroyed.
Yeah, there's just items all on the ground too.
Big, free reinforcement. Ah, Punzo, I'm in a really weird spot. I don't know what to go. Could have gone Arcanist. Again, I could have gone Imperialist. This is just better, though. I can go whatever with this, but... Dun 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 think I'll go this Trundle reroll carry. I think it's really good. For some reason, this Pacific cooler tastes different than the one that I just ate. Oh, this guy's Twitch is online. So is my Graves, though, honestly. Oh, no, he's getting reinforced. Unlucky. Are you going to be coming in, Punzo?
I lost.
Oh my gosh, there's a world where I still win this. Killer first. Oh, by 1 unit, and he got reinforced. That was so close. Oh, Yikers on the last pick, though. That's really sad.
Well, I want that Echo, but it's going to be gone.
I think I just need a cloak. Oh. Oh. Unlucky, I guess. A bow is also good.
Well, I'll take the Echo.
Oh, that's good, yeah. You can have it. You can have it. Didn't need that. I didn't need any of those items, to be honest. I'll take whatever. Do you want a large rod, sparring gloves, or 8 gold?
What are the options?
I need a rod, gloves, or 8 gold.
I'll take 8 gold.
Okay. Not gonna lie, my units are looking a little strange, champ. Not gonna lie. Little bit strange, champ. Is he playing with someone? I'm playing with puns, champ. Also, thank you, Cooked Up Muppet, for the subscription. Floofin, thank you for the tier 1 for 6 months.
To reinforce.
Oh, nice. Gray PDF, thank you for the tier 1 for 12 months. Desire XX, thank you for the prime for 2 months. Honk J Boat, thank you for the tier 1 for 12 months. And Eden Bean, thank you for the prime for 7 months. Pog. Nice, we won that.
Do you want a tier, a Negatron cloak, or 8 gold?
I will take the cloak. Not bad. Not a horde spot. What I need is like an Echo and a Blitzcrank and a Janna. I could level here, but I lose econ. Nah, we sit. We sit. Giving me 24-hour stream vibes. This will not be a 24-hour stream. Definitely not. A fun stream, though, for sure. I do think I'm going to become a just chatting streamer, though, Punzo. I think it's my calling.
I mean, that's not a bad choice.
That's what I'm getting at, is I think... Oh my gosh, this guy's getting reinforced. I was going to win, too, but probably not with his reinforcement. Oh, this guy has a Twitch that's just online. Did they buff Twitch this patch? They must have. Nice.
Good, oh, shit, I thought I could reinforce.
No, it was a bad... I got destroyed, honestly. Team comp is mega awkward right now. Could buy this, but I'm probably going to sell this for econ. Let me see some cloaks. Oh my gosh, items are so bad. Oh my gosh, they're unbelievably bad.
Do you need a bow? Recurve bow?
I could use a bow, yeah. Yeah, I do need one. For my Trundle, for his Runins, I do need one. The main thing I need is a double cloak, though.
Wait, no, never mind. I don't want to give it to you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I probably didn't deserve it anyways. Probably didn't deserve it anyways.
Now we begin.
I could play Vi carry, to be honest. Yeah, whatever. YOLO.
Oh, this guy's Twitch is just way stronger than mine.
I'm about to reinforce you, though. Oh, actually, this guy might get reinforced. I'm on my way.
I died. I'm about to die.
Oh, it was so close. It was literally like a second away.
I will protect you.
Wait, this is huge. This does make me weaker, though. I'll leave this in. Honestly, this kind of worked out.
Oh, this guy's just still AFK. I can come reinforce.
Oh, nice.
Right now.
I think I survived long enough for you to get here for sure, but I do not think I win this without you here. Nice. Free Winsky. I think I'll actually sell for Econ as well. You don't need the owner right away. Oh, I get Junkyard as well. That's so strong for me. Yeah, that's huge. Every 3 rounds with this in now, I get a random component. That's huge. It's actually massive. I think I'll sell this as well. Okay, let me kind of position a little better. Oh, I forgot that Ezreal doesn't come out of this comp. Oh, I need to get those items off him. I need to buy Ezreals whenever I see them. Put Trundle here. Vi, Echo. We'll do this, I guess. Not in a perfect spot, I'll be honest. Russell, I'll think of it a tier 1 gift. How you think we're looking, Punzo? Tell me what you're thinking.
I think we're gonna be looking good.
Oh my gosh, this guy's completely AFK.
Yeah,
that is extremely pog. I will definitely be reinforcing you very soon. I'm kind of strong this round too. I got good scrap items.
Pretty sure I did. Oh yeah, this reinforcement is big actually. I don't know what happened. It was close.
Yeah, it's okay that we're good. Free win. That's nice that guy's AFK for us. I'm on 3-game win streak. Kind of big. Oh, I really need... What do I need? I need a cloak. Maybe a bow is really good too. I mean, I don't know. Something. Of course. I could play for a rod. That's fine.
I'm gonna use this BF sword if I can.
Okay.
Oh, you grabbed it.
I'm just gonna play for rod. Can slam it on my Echo. Always move it around later. Oh, I could have a tier 3 Garen if I was buying these, if I wanted them. Happy Sav, thank you so much for the 4 tier 1s. Thank you. I literally have the mercenary starter pack in my shop. I could go for it and transition off of my current comp. I think my current comp's coming online though. Oh, and I have Junkyard.
I think my current comp is definitely strong right now. I'm coming to reinforce if you stay alive.
I won.
2 seconds.
We're good.
Oh, you won. Nice.
Oh, you're going Chemtex? Chemtex really strong right now. In my professional opinion, it's very strong. I think this chain vest just goes on Blitzcrank, and then I'll be upgrading all 3 of my components.
metal is harder than flesh.
True explorers follow the compass in their heart.
Oh, I got a free locket. This scrap is so OP. It is so OP. I don't see puns in the picture. What chat? I'm not like at Puns' house. Oh my gosh, this guy got reinforced. Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. Oh, you might make it here in time, honestly. Nice. Huge.
Big.
This was big. This guy got reinforced. I was definitely going to lose that. Oh my gosh, my Ezreal is kind of doing Damahe now, though. Oh my gosh, that was a huge win. That was my 5-game win streak, too. That was huge, honestly.
Yeah, I'm on a 4.
That was really huge. And I'm getting free items now. We'd love to see that. Got a bow as well. It's kind of huge.
Let's get to the fun part.
I need some items here, baby. Give me some good stuff.
Give me the juicy items for Punzo. Rotate, chat. Rotate. It's rotation time.
Oh, I got some stuff.
I got some good stuff too. I got good items for my Trundle. Got my Runins. It's pretty big.
I need Twitches. If you get Twitches.
Got it. Message received.
True explorers follow the compass in their heart.
Oh, I could have slain the Morello on the Echo. Lucky that I didn't. I will do that next round. That item's huge for him.
Who do you think's a better unit?
This guy got insta-reinforced.
Zach.
Urgot for sure. If you're looking for a carry, like a damage carry, I lost this round, Puns, unfortunately. I just lost my 5-game streak. Yikes.
If this, I might win. This Twitch is popping off.
If you're looking for a damage dealer, Urgot's like one of the best in the game right now.
Okay.
Who else were you looking at, though?
Zach.
Oh, definitely Urgot. If you're looking for a damage dealer. If you're looking for a tank, obviously Zach's. I would say Zach's better, but... do you need a cloak for anything? I can send you a cloak.
I have.
Oh, actually, I need it. I lied. I need it. I need it. Never mind.
That's fine.
I trolled. Sorry.
I will protect you.
Need it for my Trundle for his Quicksilver. Oh, I found a Twitch. Do you want it?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Doing it. Did you get it in time?
No.
Oh, would that have given you tier 3?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given me anything yet.
Okay, thank goodness.
I just need a stack Twitches. If you need people, let me know.
I'm just playing for tier 3 Trundle, so slow and steady though. I should find him. I'm just staying 6 until I find him.
I'm reinforcing.
Oh, nice. That's huge. Honestly, I might have lost to this Urgot. It's gonna be close. Oh, we definitely win now.
We're popping off this game.
We're actually going crazy this game.
I have a Trundle. I'm sending it to you.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna knock him dead.
I have another Trundle. I'm sending it to you.
Oh wait, that gives me tier 3. Have it in my shop. That's, oh my gosh, that was huge, Funzo.
Got you, baby.
We're unleashing right now. Found Trundle. I think I just level, honestly. Could play for Vi potentially, but I need Echo as well. Echo's my main carry, and then Jinx after Echo. Oh, I'm playing the free Winsky, and I eliminate them here, and then I reinforce you. I'm en route to reinforce.
Okay.
My full comp as well. Nice. Oh, you're on here. You're on a fat win streak too. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm big right now.
Yeah, honestly, we're both pretty strong, I think.
Ooh, let's see.
Oh, that Jinx could be mega good for me. If we can get that. We're last pick though. I doubt I get that Jinx. This one guy's so sad. Oh my gosh, the guy's in last.
I need that fucking rod really bad, actually.
Oh, I actually need a glove. Oh, there is no gloves. I can take a free chain vest, I guess. I could have taken tier though. I was kind of troll that I didn't take tier. I got my free scrap item though. It's a rod. Nice. Okay. Do I slam this item on
I will protect you.
Trundle? That's the question. I think I level to put in. Oh, I could just put in tier 2 Leona when I get her, to be honest. That's definitely really good in this comp.
I need one more Twitch. Let me know if you find it.
Yeah, I will. I've been looking for it. I didn't see it yet.
Well, I might lose here.
I'm coming to reinforce. I'm coming to reinforce.
I win these.
Nice.
I already win before you get here.
Okay. I got there, but you still won without me, to be honest.
Go.
Big.
Ooh, getting 2 Chemtech emblems? What?
Oh, that's massive for you.
What? That's insane.
That's massive. I can get Clockwork Soul. Your team counts as having 2 additional Clockworks. Gain 8 gold. I feel like that's pretty good, but I think I'm going to go Celestial Blessing 3. It's just too good to pass up. I guess I just leave this in for now. I really need a Janna and a Jinx. I guess I could hold this temporarily. One roll, just for the lulz.
Well, I got my level 3 Twitch, bro.
Oh, nice, huge.
I'm actually massive now.
Yeah, you are. Unironically, you're massive.
I need Warwicks too. If you find Warwicks.
Okay, I'll watch for him. How many do you need? Just 3? Wow, nice. I can only send you 1 though until like a couple rounds from now, I think.
I am coming to reinforce in moments.
I think I win. Yeah, I won.
Oh, nice.
I'm on a 4-game streak again.
I'm on a 9. Holy
Oh
shit.
my gosh, we're unleashing this game. This is our win.
This is indeed our fucking dub right here.
This is a dub. A dub ski. A win ski. Unironically massive. Okay, do your mods make fun of you, puns? Serious question.
Sometimes.
Mine too. It's kind of sad. MP, thank you for the druids. Good morning, Sam. Glad to catch a bit of stream before I go to work. Pog. It's crazy someone's saying good morning right now.
I'm used to it. You should see the hours I stream.
Oh, I do. I'm an avid puns enjoyer. The thing is,
Ooh,
it
I got a
never
lot
feels
of
as
stuff
real because I'm watching you, you know? I'm like living vicarious. Oh my gosh, this is a huge recurve for me. Oh, I need a Jinx so bad. Oh my gosh, do you have a glove that you can send me? Can you send me a glove?
I can't send you anything right now.
Oh my gosh, this is so sad. I'm not going to get perfect items for my Trundle. I think he'll just scrap up though, so I'll do that, and then I'm going to slam this Rage Blade. And that's going to go on my Jinx later. And I just play for levels because I'm winning, so... I think we just...
Jinx. You said you need Jinx?
Yes, I do. You have one?
Yeah, I got one in the shop.
Okay, nice. We don't get another thing until Dragon Round though.
Wait, I lost. I lost.
Oh my gosh, what?
Fuck?
What was his comp?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing shit.
Hover over your thing and see who you lost to. Hover over it on the top. Over the thing where we just fought, it'll tell you who you fought.
I don't know what you're talking about.
At the very top where you see like your current battles and whatnot, it'll tell you who you just played. If you hover over it.
Zero Kiss. Zero's Kiss.
Okay, yeah, he's the guy in 3rd. What is he running? Oh, he has 7 Chemtech in. That's why. He's kind of strong right now. No lie. He's kind of strong. I still have not found a Janna yet either. I need a Janna and a Jinx. And I have like my full comp online once I get that. Oh, this guy's Darius is massive. I'm uncomfortable with this Kog'Maw melting my... Oh, he's getting reinforced too. I'm pretty sure I take a massive L here. Oh yeah, I lose to the same people you... Oh, unless you reinforce. My Trundle lives for sure.
All I have is a Twitch.
Oh yeah, we lose still, but at least you got here, I guess.
Sheesh,
these guys are...
If you can send it.
You what? You want the chain vest?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I found my Janna. I could put in 6 scrap if I level. Here, let me... Can I just send it on a random unit, or is that cool?
Yeah.
Boom. Yikers. I still need my Jinx. Wait, what unit do I have in this extra? Oh, Ziggs. Ziggs is the one that gets replaced with her. I just leveled as well, though, so... Hopefully I find my Jinx. I also need an Ezreal to make another tier. I can put in a tier 1, though. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I lost again.
Ooh, I might win. Just no, I lost. Good news is we had a lot of health to lose with, so...
Yeah.
We might be able to come online with our health. Just because we had so much. Oh my gosh, that Jinx could be huge. I should probably play for a last item for my Jinx, though.
I don't need any of these items,
Need
really.
that gauntlet. Oh no, I already have a gauntlet. I guess like static. But
Yeah, I'll take the GA. Fuck it.
yeah, I'll do it. Honestly. Oh gosh, I got something random. I hope it's good. It's another Runance. Oh, it's kind of useless.
Should I... can I see this fucking Jinx already? It's fucking clogging my shit up.
No,
Whatever.
we gotta go to Dragon Round for you to send it to me, unfortunately. Does Echo even want to hold this? I don't think so. Maybe I give it to Vi. No, I want to give it to someone with scrap. This is such a useless item. I need this Jinx. I can't find it either.
Time to start some trouble.
What do you need, by the way? I have a Victor in my shop, but do you need that, I assume?
No, I need Warwicks.
Okay.
Warwicks and Zillions. And Singes.
Okay.
I lost again.
This guy's Mundo does so much damage, and he has Chemical Overlord, so he just like nukes me every time I kill a unit.
I'm so close to like so many level 3s right now.
Same. I'm like so close to getting stronger. Ooh, I got perfect items for my Trundle off of that. That's huge.
Oh, I got my Warwick 3. That's
oh,
big.
nice. That's big. Big, big, big.
I need one more Zillion for Zillion 3.
I'm looking for it.
Rally to me. Can't stop what's coming.
Time for a true display of skill.
Oh my gosh, I can't find it. I guess I'll put this on my Jinx once I get her. No, this guy's getting reinforced. I was gonna win as well.
I've been losing a lot.
This guy with the
actually.
Chemtech is so strong. Oh my gosh, thank goodness you can send me that Jinx after this. I'll become really strong once I get the Jinx. Like, I'll become way stronger once I get the Jinx. Ooh, and I got a free Rage Blade.
What item is that? I don't know what item this is.
On you? It's a blue buff.
Who should I put that on?
Probably Zillion, I guess. It's kind of good on him. It's not amazing on any of your units, though, to be honest. You could just send it to me. I could put it on my Echo. Or I could put it on my Vi, I guess. I could put it on someone, is what I'm saying.
Let me just read what it does.
Oh, it just gives you like a bunch of mana.
Starting mana.
Yeah.
Wait, that's good.
Can you send me the jinx? Can you send me the jinx? I can send you a Jace if you want that.
No.
Oh my gosh, this jinx is.
I got my zillion 3. I just need singes now.
You just need singes? Okay, I'll watch for them.
Do you need a collie?
No, I don't. You need singes? Singe?
2 singes.
Okay.
I didn't even say it plural.
I don't know. 2 singed. Double singed. I have such bad items this game, to be honest with you. Luckily, Scrap is hard carrying me.
Oh, I hard win this. I'm coming right now.
Yeah, I hard won as well, actually. I kind of came online with the jinx. No lie. Nice. Nice.
I got owned.
Do you want Deathblade, Innovator Emblem, or Ionic Spark?
Like those items?
Yeah, for you right now.
Wait.
You can get Innovator Spatula, Deathblade, or Ionic Spark.
Whatever you think is best, because I literally have.
Let me see what you have. Can you put in another Innovator? If you could get 5 Innovator, that could be good.
No, I can't. I only have 3 Innovators right now.
Okay, so let me send you Ionic. To be honest, it's like a tank item.
Okay,
I think,
I'll put that on
I think that's I think that's best for you right now. Oh my gosh, I have Jace.
I literally put that. I'm just
you.
putting that shit on Warwick, bro. Warwick's fucking huge.
Yeah, honestly. Oh.
Metal is harder than flesh.
I might lose this one. Don't know. Oh, my Jinx has a huge ult here, though, potentially. Oh, she did. I'm getting reinforced on.
I'm going to reinforce you in 1 second.
Nice.
On the way.
My units should definitely survive until you get here. Oh, I think we win. I think we win.
Oh, that Yumi just popped off.
That Yumi...
Oh, my Warwick is huge, though. Yeah, they just can't win this.
Yeah, your Warwick is massive. Oh, my gosh.
My Twitch is still alive, too.
Yeah, that was a massive reinforcement moment.
Okay, do you want Runans, Zeke's, or Dragon's Claw?
Runans, Zeke's, or Dragon's Claw? Zeke's, I guess.
Okay.
Do I level here, or do I save to level, or I think I just roll?
Yeah, I've been rolling. I don't even need level 8. I'm just rocking
level 7. Do you need the
7.
Singed still?
Yes.
I have one. You want him?
Okay. Yes. I need 2 more. Well, now I only need 1 more.
I just passed an echo. Oh, I trolled.
Oh, I also need echoes. I could sell these too.
Oh,
or I can just give them to you.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You could give me though. That could be big. Because what's it called? If I get tier 3 echo in, I'll be really strong. I'm also playing for tier 3 Vi still. Could get both of those in still. No, my Janna just absolutely trolled me by pushing all the units away from my Jinx's ult. Oh my gosh, that was a huge Jinx ult too. I think I still hard win this though. Oh my gosh, Jinx, please pop off.
I lost.
No, I literally lost by like 2 autos on my Jinx. If my Jinx had hit her ult, I won. Oh, we get free item here? That's kind of huge. Kind of huge. What do I want? I guess an item for Janna. Blue buff. Def.
What does this thing right here do?
Bramble vest?
On the bottom.
Oh,
fuck. I didn't know what I wanted.
I was about to say, what happened to my blue buff, chat? I was so confused for just a second there.
Is harder than flesh.
Oh my gosh, chat. We're getting very... Oh, I have another Singed. I can't send it to you yet, though. Wish that I could, though. That could be huge. I'm 1 Vi away. 2 echoes away. Oh, I have a Singed for you. I just can't send it to you. Oh my gosh, that's tier 3 Singed, too. I think after this PvE round at the end, I get to send you an item, though. Like a unit, though, so...
Oh my god, I'm getting owned.
Oh, I'm winning, though?
Oh, will Rick pop off?
Oh, I can almost come to you. Oh, I won, but I couldn't get there fast.
I should have put my GA on. I should put my GA on Warwick.
Probably. Oh my gosh, I have 2 singed. Oh, I got 3-star Vi. Just give me Echo. Oh, I have another singed.
I'm selling my Echoes.
Oh, you should have held them to send to me.
I just wanted to roll more because I want to singe.
Oh my gosh,
bad.
I'm 2 Echoes away. 1 Echo away. Oh. Oh, there's a Jinx in my shop though. Oh, I think I have to lock for it. Yeah. Yeah, I just have to. Need that Jinx level up big time. We have 23 HP. Enemy has 11. It's just them and us. This is close. I'm getting a big Jinx ult here though, potentially. Oh my gosh, unless my Janna just trolled me again.
I fat lost.
You hard lost?
Yeah.
How much HP? Oh, he got reinforced. 14. I was winning, but he got reinforced. He beat me with 1 unit. His Warwick literally got perfect items off Thief's Gloves.
Stands for Jinx.
Jinx? Stands for Jinx. Durr.
Sunfire, I don't want Sunfire, you fuck.
I can potentially send you the Singed after this round. Ooh,
I'll grab the Echo
I
for
need
you.
that Echo. That Echo gives me tier 3. I also need a Jinx.
Okay.
Sam is bad at the video game. Oh, I got my Echo out of a like random thing. Don't worry about him anymore.
Okay.
Only play for Jinx to send me now. Jinx is huge for me. It's like actually unleashed.
I need a singed. Yes, I got it.
Nice. Oh, we didn't even get a thing to send to each other anymore. Do we not get any more, chat? Does anyone know? Okay. Oh, can't find my Jinx. It's kind of unlucky. Oh, let me see some good things here. Okay. Jinx has a huge ult coming in here for me. Oh, she's gonna like one shot. Oh, I'm hard winning. I'm about to reinforce for sure.
I hard lost.
Oh no, I was on my way.
My comps aren't good against whatever the fuck.
I brought them down to 1 though. We're all 1. Whoever wins the next game wins. Oh my gosh, Punzo, we have to win. Just stack all your units to like maximize the gameplay time. That way I can try and get to you first.
Okay.
Just try and.
I have 2 assassins.
Oh, that guy got Jinx too. You can just play frontline. Come on, give me a good round here. Oh, come on. No, I put that right in his shroud. Oh, I put all my units in his shroud. I think I just lose because of that. I think I might just hard lose because of this. Jinx, Jinx alt, question mark?
Oh, I win. I won.
You won? I lost. I hard lost.
Well, like, what happens? Because they...
Oh, we went minus 13.
I got reinforced. Oh my god, if you stayed alive a bit longer.
Oh, did we take second? No.
Yeah, we got second.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was
good,
so
though.
unlucky. That was a good game, though. That's a good game. That's a good one to end it on, I think. It's a good one to go hit the sheets on, if you will.
I don't even think I should go to bed, bro. If I have an alarm set for 2 hours from now, so is it even worth it?
No, definitely not worth it. That's just gonna make you more tired, honestly.
But like maybe it's a good idea.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Well, Punzo, I appreciate you coming by for my final stream before heading out of town. This was fun. We should play TFT more often. I agree. We gotta practice you up.
I'm not used to the new set.
We gotta get you cracked the new set.
Yeah, I might play a couple games right now when you leave.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. If you're on I don't know. If I can't sleep, maybe I'll come. Maybe I'll come. We can come offline grind.
Okay.
All right. Much love, Punzo. I'm gonna go say bye to chat.
See you later. Have a good night.
Later, you too. Chat. Tonight has been such a fun night, honestly. We streamed for like, I have just not felt tired during this entire stream. We streamed for like 5 hours. Maybe more, honestly. Maybe more. Banger stream. Pog chat. Pog stream. Just a wonderful stream. Chat, you were wonderful tonight. You were wonderful. You guys are amazing. Hey, chat, do me a solid favor right now. Smile. Looks really good on you. You need to do that. I forgot to find someone to raid before I did the outro saying. Sorry. Just coughed. Whom is streaming? Aha. It looks like someone I know is streaming. Happy Thank you for the 10. We love to bully you, but I hope you know that you are loved and appreciated. How loved and appreciated you are by us on Twitter. Have a Merry Christmas and see you in 2022. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sab. I appreciate it. Hold on. I know who we're going to raid, chat. Someone that I know. Having a little bit of Fortnite Friday. Did that give it away? Did that give it away? Did that give it away? Join the raid. Get your free channel points. And buy King. See, I love that. I'm all about that, chat. I'm all about the King thing. I'm all about that still. We're rating a Michael McChill. Good old Michael McChill. Tap L Harvey's also live if you want to go over there. FG Moo is also live if you want to go over there. JoJo's also live. I mean, there's tons of people. Scatter into the wind, as Phil's at Minecraft says. All you late night, wonderful, beautiful viewers. And hey,